Well, good morning, everybody. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Lovely to be here with you. Let's get our heads right on an off-season Tuesday. Got a new bit we're going to be rolling out for you today. Not a bit, actually. It's a new feature on the program, and we can explain the origins of that and what it entails very soon. But really appreciate you guys being here. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindl, the executive producer of the program. Good morning, Paulie.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great, buddy. How about yourself?
Hanging in there.
Got the new crib. Paulie was here early today. I got here at 4:20, like an idiot. I was up at 2:30. And Paulie rolled in at 5. I was like, yes, finally, I got some company. Because he lives right around the corner now. So now you're just going to be here early, which is great. I do need company in here in the morning. I don't like being in here by myself.
Stop showing up so early.
I can't help it. It's just one of those days. I got up. I felt great. 2:30, rolled around. I went, whoo, that's a hell of a night's sleep. And I did it. So I was up and just said, all right, I'm coming to work. Saw a coyote in the parking lot. Always creeps me out when I see a coyote. Always.
I see him all the time.
Always creeps me out. Ben Higgins. Always creeps me out when I see Ben Higgins in the parking lot as well. Good morning, Benjamin.
Good morning.
Eat your dogs.
Yeah, eat your dogs for sure.
Scary.
Did you text Paulie to get him to come a little bit earlier? Just because you were lonely?
No, I did
Just
not.
Don't do that.
No, I won't. I would never do that.
Don't do that.
Never. I would never do that ever. But I just happened to walk in and I was like, hey, good morning. I didn't expect him like 5:15. He was here at 5. And I was sitting in here just reading articles out of Philadelphia and things like that. And, watching videos of Philadelphia media. And, they're so tough. God, they're so tough in Philly. Their stars would never crumble in Philly because their media is so tough. Give me an effing break.
We'll get into all of it.
Give me a break.
You were obviously all in on the Padres. And when the Padres lost, you decided, I'm going to start pulling for the Philly.
Yeah, well, I mean, I pull for I have certain teams I'm rooting for. Yeah.
Can you please just start cheering for the Dodgers? If your fandom has this effect, perhaps if you could just jump on the Dodgers bandwagon, it's the only thing left that might undo their run to a second straight World Series title.
I kind of mini tried to jinx them on Twitter last night, and it didn't work. Now, what I've learned the last season and a half, 2 seasons, they're immune to anything. Now, they're immune. The baseball gods, it doesn't matter. They don't have to run hard. They are rewarded. They don't have to do things the right way. They are rewarded. They can make terrible bullpen decisions. They're rewarded. Every ball bounces their way. They get every break. They make every pick. They put on every correct play. Hustle, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you hustle, if you're a Los Angeles Dodger. Your manager making bonehead decisions. Doesn't matter. They are immune to raps. They're immune to S-talking. They're immune to chest thumping. They figured it out. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. They can put out that one guy that does the raps for them who like, hey, if the Dodgers lose, I'm going to deep throat this beer bottle, everybody. You dare me? Like, they're immune. They're immune to all of it. The baseball gods are like, I'm giving them the kingdom. And they got it. They got the kingdom. So they are immune to it. Tried to jinx them last night. Mini jinx. I tweeted, Dodger fans on my timeline are hysterical, biting their nails and stressing about these games. 8 starting pitchers in the bullpen, MVPs sprinkled throughout the lineup. Mr. October's in left and right. Save it. And what happened? Nothing gets them. They're immune. They have cracked the code of baseball, and it is very, very crazy to see. But yes, we will certainly get into all of that today. I had probably a top 3 career moment yesterday, and I mentioned it to you guys briefly in the morning, and it came to fruition. So if you're a longtime tier 1 of the program, you know that I have basically stole the idea for Ben and Woods that was in my head before Ben and Woods existed was an idea that I had lifted completely from a show that I grew up listening to in Dallas, Texas, called The Hardline. And what it was is a sports show. It was on a sports station, but they talked about everything. They talked about music. They talked about movies. They talked about TV shows. They talked about life and parenthood. They talked about it all. And I went, man, they're the first to ever do that. You ever tune into a weekend show on the radio on a sports station, and it's It is just, and then the Jags kicked the 37-yard field goal. Okay, let's head out to New York where the Giants play. It's just a ticker tape of sports.
Yeah.
These guys didn't do that. And that's why I loved it. So I went, man, if I ever get that opportunity, I want to bring the hard line to morning radio in San Diego. We've done it. It's worked. I've given them all the credit. Mike Reiner is the host of it, and he is my radio Jesus, as I've said many times. We've had him on the program before. Had a chance to have a meal with him a couple years ago. It was one of the greatest days of my life. So I texted him the other day. We text a lot through baseball season. I said, man, you sure got a good one with Skip Schumacher. And he goes, did we? And I go, yeah. He goes, I don't know much about him. He goes, all I know, he was a Cardinal, and the Cardinals beat the Rangers in that World Series. So he's like, strike one, right? And I go, dude, you're going to love him. I'm telling you, you're absolutely going to love him. He goes, would you be willing to come on the podcast with me and Grego, who was his co-host back in the day on the Hard Line? They've reconvened. Would you be willing to come on my podcast and talk to me about it? And I was like, yeah, absolutely. So sure enough, man, I log in yesterday at home and I'm shaking. I mean, this is like,
that's so unlike
it was, it was the most full circle, surreal moment of my life. And I'm sitting there and I'm getting interviewed by Mike Reiner and Greg Williams. And I went, I think I'm good now. All I need left to complete it is just to celebrate a World Series for the San Diego Padres. And I think that is the final jewel in the crown. And I got to spend 15, 20 minutes with him.
That's awesome.
It was I got up and I literally had tears in my eyes when I was done. I couldn't believe I got to do that. Those guys are everything to me. And before I left, I gave this kind of rambling, I just want to say thank you guys. I wouldn't be here without you.
You fanboy.
I did.
End.
I go, you guys are back together, and you have no idea what that means to me. And I know it was hard, and you guys did it. And just thank you so much. You guys have changed my life. I wouldn't be here without you. I swear to God, I wouldn't be. It was really, really, really awesome.
Happy
it was
for
really
you.
awesome.
I'm happy for you.
Who would it be for you if somebody if Scott Van Pelt or something, or if who is you worked with a lot of guys you grew up listening to. You worked with Coach and you worked with Hacksaw.
I worked with everybody.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I had one specific icon. None of them were necessarily what I wanted to do.
Right.
You
wanted the gig, but you didn't want that.
Honestly, having Uncle Teddy on a couple of times, having him in studio,
yes,
having him come out with me to the Bubs at the ballpark before the Padres game last week, that to me is my surreal moment because I would watch him on TV and I would hear him on the radio and listen to Padres games with Uncle Teddy growing up, and it's so weird knowing, because he says, yeah, you're running my life with less wives at this point, so. So that to me was kind of a surreal moment, especially last week when we were hanging out together for an hour.
Ryan's told me essentially the same thing, man. Just keep kicking ass out there and doing what you do. And it was awesome, you guys. I mean, I was floating the rest of the day. It was fantastic. And then my kids came home. We had our nightly battle with dinner again. Neither of them ate dinner. Now Hannah made last night.
We talked about this yesterday.
We did
the battles, dinner. You had to talk to your therapist about food
battles.
Eating. Food battles.
Yeah, it's tough. And so she's like, all right, I'm going to make dinner. And she goes, I'm going to make something that is impossible to F up. Every kid will eat a sloppy Joe on the planet. Every kid should eat a sloppy Joe, right?
They're delicious.
On Hawaiian roll. She fancies it up.
Yeah.
Right? You'll eat sloppy Joe.
Of course.
Bro, they're elite. Not my kids.
Oh.
Neither of them. They both sat, stared, pitched a fit, pushed their thing away. And I go, I'm at my wit's end. Now I had to go eat my dinner in the office last night. Not because of them. They wouldn't turn the television off onto the game. And I wanted to watch the game. So I had to go into my
TV off?
Well, they were watching. My son Taylor is way into and any parent will know, he's 4, he's about to be 5. K-pop Demon Hunter on Netflix.
Oh.
So
peaceful.
Whatever floats your boat. kid, right? Like I'm a big believer in artistic expression, and if that is your jam, then great. Like explore it, have fun with it. But when I tell you guys there's a song on there that when he hears, he gets taken over, like he's possessed. And he gets up and he starts dancing around the house. You've never seen anything like it. And he's a fairly reserved kid until this happens. Hey. And then and he's running
all around.
He's running back and forth the house.
And he just goes
and he's dancing back and forth, and he's just getting after it. And
he's moshing by himself.
He's like doing a little K-pop mosh by himself, and his face is ear to ear grin, and he's just jamming.
Loves it.
And Bo's pretty reserved. I'm pretty reserved as far as like we talked about dancing and stuff. I'm not a dancer. I like nod my head, do a little air guitar, a little air drums. It possesses him and it takes over his soul. And I think that's really cool to see as a parent. You're like, okay, it's not my genre, but I like that you feel it in your toes and it goes all the way up through your body and you feel it.
Well, Paulie, weren't you saying that song has what, 300 million?
I just pulled it up. 320 million views on YouTube.
I mean,
like that's so far out of the realm. We got 800 views. That's killer, man. We are crushing right now. That is so bananas to me. So then I started thinking about it, and I played at Caveman Credo. My kids will not turn it off. They will not turn it off. He gets possessed by it. And so I played it for Ben and Paul in here. And I guess it's the first time that I ever actually heard the lyrics. And I went, wait a minute, what is this song about? So I printed them, and I thought, Paulie, if you would hit the music, I'm going to have Ben read them.
Ooh, I like that.
And these are the lyrics to, what's it called?
Soda Pop.
All right, now listen to this. He's 4.
This is the song that your 4-year-old son
can't stop.
Is just in love with.
He can't stop.
Okay.
Hey. Don't want you, need you. Yeah, I need you to fill me up.
Oh.
Got a feeling that, oh, yeah, you could be everything that I need. Tastes so sweet. Yeah. Every sip makes me want more. Yeah. Looking like snacks because you got it like that. Woo. Take a big bite, want another bite. Yeah. When you're in my arms, I hold you so tight. Can't let go. No, not tonight. Because I need you to need me. I'm empty. You feed me. So refreshing. My little soda pop.
Mm-hmm.
You're all I can think of. Every drop I drink up. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. Cool me down. You're so hot. Pour me up. I won't stop. You're my soda pop, my little soda pop. My little soda pop make me want to flip the top. Every little drip and drop, fizz and pop. Ah.
Really?
Sorum, it's getting hot. Yeah, I'm sipping when it's dripping now. It's done. I need a second round and pour a lot, and don't you stop till my soda pop fizzles out. Then it goes into a bit of Korean.
Are we still talking about soda?
So I think if I sat and played 2 Live Crew for my kids, it's the same message. The message is the exact same. The words they use is different, but the message is the exact same as 2 Live Crew, Me So Horny. It's the exact, there's nothing different about it at all, other than, hey, you shouldn't say that word. But the message is the same.
And so are all the songs you listened to growing up? I mean,
no. Yeah, They Come to Snuff the Rooster is not, that's about Vietnam. I'm Still Alive. His dad disappeared and then came back and he didn't know it was his dad. These are real songs here. This song is about one thing and one thing only,
soda
and
pop.
It's S-E.
Carbonated beverages.
That's what that is what's moving my child so much that he can't control himself from dancing around. I'll tell you too, I guess I'm a really inattentive parent about some things. They watch these shows on it's like these kids shows, but they're not cartoons. They're actually like sitcom-y types of shows, but not on network. They're on, I don't know, whatever, like YouTube or something. I don't know. But I walk in the other day, no joke. There is a teenage boy. He is 14. He is sitting back in a chair. He's got no shoes on, and there's a 8-year-old girl massaging his feet, and he's like, no, keep it up, or I'm going to show so-and-so this video. And I'm like, what is this? And Hannah's like, it's some kid show. I go, are you watching this? He's blackmailing some young girl to rub his feet because of a video. I'm like,
it's a very special episode of whatever
I'm like, what are we watching? Like, what are we letting our children watch? I think, here we go. Like, I'm going to have to start putting the hammer down. I'm going to put all those restrictions. I would rather them watch Heat and Shawshank Redemption than these overt, weird, creepy shows. It was creepy. Kid Danger, Hannah said it's called. It's very weird. Very weird. What an appropriate name. It's an appropriate name. I walked in, I go, is he blackmailing a little girl for a foot massage? I was like, what is happening right now? I'm telling you, parents, I'm with you. We have to band together. We have to really be vigilant. We really have to be vigilant about what our kids are consuming. Again, would rather let them watch Trading Places or Coming to America or Eddie Murphy Raw, for that matter.
Just go full no TV, no music at all.
Yeah, we'll just do works of Shakespeare at home.
No internet.
Hannah and I will just act out Shakespeare.
Shakespeare's pretty raunchy, actually.
You're right. Actually, you are absolutely right, man. I mean, it is really, really, it's really something. It's really something. And you do get that thing as a parent. You know this, where you're like, they're alive, they're breathing. I guess they're fine.
They're not bothering me at the moment.
Me.
They're transfixed by what they're watching. This could be worse.
This could be worse. It's so true. It's so true, dude. But looking at these lyrics again.
Wild.
It's wild.
And most of the song is in English.
Yeah, it is in English.
In Korean, even though it's K-pop. A lot of it's in English.
Yes, I'm sipping when it's dripping now. I don't think he's talking about Fanta. I really don't. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just a creep, but it doesn't sound like he's talking about Fanta at all. But it's just a constant. It's like every day I'm like,
that is the first I've heard of any K-pop Demon Hunters. I've heard the name now for at least a couple months. It's all anyone's talking about, it seems like. And that's the first time I've heard it.
Did you guys ever see Minecraft, the movie?
No.
I actually watched it with my kids and I loved it. I thought it was really well done. Jack Black's in it. But there's a song, pull up Minecraft, Steve's Lava Chicken. Paulie. You'd drive through the neighborhood and you'd hear kids in their yard singing it. It is the number one earworm of all time. And my kids will be sitting there in silence. And you'll just hear them 1, 2, 3. Bust into this. It's Jack Black. Welcome to the stage. The catchiest song you've ever heard.
Jack Black's a genius.
Steve's Lava Chicken. Lava attack. There's a store near you. Get it while it's hot. Chicken jockey. Lava.
Chicken. Steve Lava Chicken, and it's tasty as hell. Ooh, Mamacita, now you're ringing the bell. Crispy and juicy, now you're having a snack.
So can I ask you?
It's a lava attack. It's all they sang for months.
Starting the show talking about K-pop and Minecraft this morning. What would Mike Reiner think about this segment of radio?
Bro, he would love it. He would absolutely love it. This is what they would do. This is why I thought it was okay to do it, because I learned it from them. And it's the name of their show, by the way. I want to give them a shout out. It's called Your Dark Companion. And I think it's Patreon only. I do think that last night it's free to watch, but I don't know how you find it. It's Patreon only. It might be on YouTube, but
you weren't worth charging for?
I don't know. Maybe it's free for 24 hours or something. I have no idea how it works, but you know how they make some free, some aren't. I'm not sure. But it's called Your Dark Companion, and just legendary.
You should have called the Sloppy Joes Steve's Lava Chicken last night. They would have eaten it.
Oh, I'm telling you,
Lava
man.
Chicken. Looks like you could probably sell that Lava Chicken.
Right. It was just There's all these parents are like, oh my God, dude, the Steve's Lava Chicken. It's all you hear about. Ooh, mamacita, now you're ringing the bell for months and months and months.
I'm trying to think like what I drove my parents crazy with, or what did you guys drive your parents crazy with like the kid music or something? Kids programming.
I never listened to it, man. I didn't. Well, I told you when I was a kid, I was very grown up. I was a very grown up kid. I listened to grown-up music. I watched grown-up TV. I watched Dallas.
Like, the Jeopardy song is like what I lost my mind as a little kid.
Just singing it?
Yeah. Like I loved it.
You like the boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's but I was like, I listened to rock and roll since I was 4, like that exclusively.
I feel like they didn't have that much kids music until after we were kids.
No, you had
I was like
cartoons.
Once my kids were kids, you had the Wiggles, and you had Hullabaloo, and they started making music for kids.
But we had Sesame Street,
I feel like some of that, like some of the like K-pop Demon Hunters, that seems like this generation's like 2025's
Sesame Street
boy bands or something.
Oh yeah,
like because I'm 10 years old when Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, it was all you heard. Anywhere you went. Every school. The only thing. And 98 Degree. Like there was a million different boy bands.
Every school dance. Every
Menudo.
Well, yeah, we did have Menudo.
We had Menudo.
We did.
Yeah,
we did have Menudo. That's awesome. I had Van Halen. Is really what I had. But
Motley Crue.
I did love some of those Sesame Street songs.
Oh yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It was great.
11, 12.
But that's teaching you something. Not Not
very educational.
Let me flip the top and lick you clean or whatever. These guys are talking about. So.
Right. Taylor talking about K-pop Demon Hunters is probably like me talking about Pokemon or something.
Yeah,
if parents are just like, I whatever makes you happy.
If my wife is listening, I think she is. Just play the song, get a video, so I can send it to Paulie. he can't control himself. He's possessed, like those people in those Pentecostal churches. That's what he's like. Like starts losing his mind. Yeah, the spirit moves over his body. It's amazing, dude. Amazing. Let's get into some menu setting and baseball. There's a lot of baseball to talk about.
All right, let's check traffic. Paul, you want to take our first break here, or should we check traffic? Okay, we'll check traffic. We'll come back quickly, set the menu for what we got here on a Tuesday edition of Ben and Woods after Kelly here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Just one problem to mention here. Hit and run accident northbound 15 at the West 52 connector ramp. It's over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Nice and efficient start to the morning by Kelly. Here's what we've got coming up. We're actually going to start today. We will get into some Padres talk. Our first ever offseason, Ben's Padres Smörgåsbord, coming up a little bit later. But I wanted to start today because the games yesterday I thought were both fascinating in the National League Division Series, including what happened in the Dodgers-Phillies game last night, the decision-making, the bunt. I know Woods wants to talk about Rob Thompson and the Phillies' decision to bunt that backfired in the 9th inning as they were making their comeback to maybe tie the series up, and it got short-circuited by the Dodgers, who are now on the precipice of advancing to the National League Championship Series. So we'll get into last night's baseball coming up here early in the program. At 7 o'clock, I want to address the letter that John Seidler, the chairman of the Padres, sent out. If you saw it yesterday, open letter to fans, sent to season ticket members as well. Go through what he had to say about the disappointing end to the season. You don't hear much from Padres ownership nowadays, but these were words directly from the owner of the San Diego Padres, and worth going through a little bit in our 7 o'clock hour. And then at 7:35 every day in this offseason, at least as long as I can manage it, we're going to come up with some new topics, some issues facing the San Diego Padres heading into 2026. Ben's Padres Smörgåsbord at 7:35. And today, with a little help from our friends at the UT, we're going to talk about the arbitration decisions coming up for the San Diego Padres. Got several players who are arbitration eligible. Does not necessarily mean that they will be Padres, though, in 2026. And we'll talk about some of those numbers, whether these players are worth it, whether they should be extended rather than just offered arbitration going into the offseason. So we'll discuss some of those decisions coming up for the Padres at 7:35. And then at 8:35 on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, Jesse Agler will join us one more time to wrap up the season. Probably the last time we'll hear from Jesse until maybe the holidays or even spring training. He'll be off for a while, gets to spend some time with family going forward. I know he'd rather be calling baseball games right now, but he's going to join us to wrap things up. Don't forget, all of our guests appear on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Also have our regular features. Don't do this. The Take on Woods, chance to win tickets to Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, and a Rindle report. Probably getting into last night's another great primetime football game as well. We were watching mostly baseball, but that was a good football game in Jacksonville. So we'll get to that at some point as we head toward 10 o'clock this morning. Get things started, though, with some baseball talk next, Woods.
Oh, please.
Sounds good.
Yep.
All right, we'll do that coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I get to tell you about Prize Picks. If you're watching baseball or football in the month of October, you can do so with Prize Picks and make a little daily fantasy lineups between 2 and 6 players where you can actually win real money for your sports knowledge and your sports watching. You're doing it anyway, might as well put that knowledge to good use by setting lineups between 2 and 6 players and just picking more or less against the stat projections. If you're watching baseball last night, you can pick Kyle Schwarber more or less than 1.5 total bases. If you're watching football, you can pick Patrick Mahomes, more or less than 225 passing yards. You can put them together in a lineup, multiple sports together. Absolutely, you can run your game however you want with Prize Picks. Just make sure when you sign up, set up the app for the first time that you use the code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. That's code KWFN to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup, downloading the Prize Picks app. You can also you have stacks with Prize Picks. It's new. You can use the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup, picking more on Josh Allen's passing yards, rushing yards, and touchdowns. Pick them all together with Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Prize Picks must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for details.
Okay, player. This is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort. Now open.
I got to do something last night that I have never done before in my life.
Really?
Yeah. I took the night off of work. My wife invited me to be a +1 at a corporate work event she had to do. And I've dragged her along for 20 plus years to different holiday parties and stuff for my job. Sure. But, she had been a stay-at-home mom for so long. But now that she's working full-time, she was invited up. She does all the food buying at the Regal Seagull, where she manages the kitchen. And the company that they're switching to wanted her to come up. They're doing a food show today. And they had like a dinner for their clients last night. And she said, I need someone to come with me. So I took the day off and I went and just was the +1.
Ooh, +1.
I had never been the +1 before.
I think
it was
Paulie and I made you the +1 a couple times.
It was kind of freeing to go and
not have the responsibility.
I didn't have to introduce anyone.
No.
I was just like, I just get to be here and smile and, be charming.
Yeah,
just
be charming. I had to walk in with my giant wiener and just be perfect and handsome and charming.
Of course, we're sitting there and having a conversation with one of the guys that work for the food supplier, and he goes, I recognize your voice. And he goes, yeah, I'm from San Diego. Oh, a Padres fan? Yeah, he's a huge Padres fan. Oh, you're Ben from Ben and Woods.
That's right.
Big Tier 1. Talbot. He actually went to Wrigley Field and went to the games on Wednesday and Thursday. He said, unbelievable time on Wednesday when they won last week.
Elite.
He was sitting down there. I mean, Wrigley Field's filing out after the game. He doesn't want to leave. It's like just unbelievable. He sees AJ Preller sitting like 3 rows away. He says, AJ, come take a picture with me. He said AJ was great. Came, took a took a photo. He said, "I can't believe you went with Dylan Cease in this game." And AJ said, we had a feeling he would throw well for us in this game. But then, of course, Thursday was really disappointing. So it's nice to meet you. It was nice to meet all the people at Vitco Foods yesterday up in Orange County when we went up to the event last night. And then I drove back, and she stayed up for the show today. So hopefully it goes well for her. But I've never really been a +1 before.
Hannah, my wife, put arm candy Ben. You just got to be the arm candy for a night.
It was quite fun. So,
it sucks going anywhere with my wife because I'm literally never the arm candy. I was telling the podcast that I was on yesterday, they were asking me about Skip, and I told them the story of how we were at the playoff game last year against the Dodgers, and Skip was there. So we met up on the concourse, and me, Skip, and Hannah took a picture together. You never know how absolutely disgusting you are until you see a picture of them together. They look like they should be married, and I look like I should just be like their dip-ass brother that like came along. He's just back in town. He's looking to borrow money, needs a place to stay. And I go, she's like, post it. I'm like, I'm not posting that. Are you out of your mind? So remember, I cut myself out of it and just posted the two of them. I've never been arm candy in my life, especially with hers. It's nice that you got to experience that.
All right, let's check traffic, and then we'll jump into last night's. Oh, there's Hannah and Skip in our YouTube stream.
Yeah, you really put it in there.
You really just cut yourself right out.
Absolutely gorgeous couple.
Yeah, look. I mean, they look like power couple.
That.
And I'm off to the side looking like an absolute load of doo-doo. So good. What a great picture. Two very photogenic and attractive people. And then there's me. Chins and all. Just getting them.
Let's check traffic. We'll jump into last night's baseball and curious decision-making on the part of the Philadelphia Phillies and more coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Just one problem to mention here. Hit and run accident northbound 15 at the West 52 connector ramp. It's over to the right shoulder. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben & Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
Ron in the chat. Hey, can one of you guys buy me a hot dog? Me standing next to Aren't we by the Mr. Freeze? The Tasty Freeze? Yeah, it was awful. Never again. Don't ever bring that dude around your missus. It makes you look like a turd.
Before we get to the Phillies' curious decision-making, Woods, it was an unbelievably pitched game last night.
One of the best.
In Game 2 of the National League Division Series.
One
Blake
of the best.
Snell, Jesus Luzardo, going back and forth. Both had one-hitters. Blake Snell was throwing a no-hitter for most of the game.
Like 5 innings, I think.
Luzardo was throwing a one-hitter. No one was even coming close to putting together a rally in the first 6 innings of the game, pretty much.
Yeah, there weren't like a bunch of spectacular plays behind them. I mean, it was strikeout. It was Snell walked a couple. Dodgers got a little rally going early, but nothing really smoked off the bat. They just could not figure out the sequence of either of those guys. They both pitched exceptionally well.
And the game, of course, turned in the top of the 7th inning, when the Dodgers rallied first against Luzardo and then against the Phillies bullpen. 4 runs, of course, the Hernandezes right in the middle of it, as they always are. Every single time the Dodgers seemingly do anything offensively in the postseason, one of those two guys or both of them are a part of it.
You say that with some surprise in your voice.
It's not, well, I mean, when you have other players that are considered MVP type players, it starts to get weird when it's always the same other two guys who are at the center of every rally. And it's not just this series. It's not just this postseason. It's been years now that it's been like this for the Dodgers. Those two guys stepping up with big hits, big home runs every single postseason.
Isn't it wild, though? And this is the really the one thought that keeps going through my head during this postseason. Isn't it wild how much importance we all put on the regular season? These games in April and May, and we get so worked up when we all kind of felt the Dodgers were on cruise control this year, right? With the team they had on paper, I think easily they should have and could have gone out and won 110 games, easily, 105 at least. I definitely thought they'd win more than 100. I think every Dodger fan did too. They thought they could do that on cruise control. Turns out, they didn't actually play that well. They put so little importance really on the regular season, and you can see it. And they are literally just turning up. They're turning up for October. The Phillies, got off to the second best record in baseball, I think, by the time
96 wins.
By the time it was all
season,
said and done, they can't hit a lick. They just can't hit a lick. It's almost like the Dodgers were lying in wait, waiting for these games. They manhandled the Reds, and so far against the Phillies, they're doing the same. And I'll tell you, I said it in the open, and I really stand by it. The weirdest part for me is watching them make bonehead decisions and mistakes, and not mistakes like, a ground ball kicks up and goes off your chest and you throw it away. I mean, not hustling. The ball to Luzardo that went through his legs, Teoscar Hernandez, if he's running, he beats that out. The ball in the first inning, Teoscar Hernandez doesn't run two, lets in two run. Lay Cadillacs, man, over to that ball. Any other team in baseball, 29 other teams in baseball, Ben, if one of their stars did that, you know what happens. What happens if Aaron Judge does it? What happens if Manny Machado? What if Manny Machado dogs one? You think the Padres are going to win that game? Because I sure as hell don't. It's wild to see them never be punished for not mistakes, but like mental errors in the playoffs. They're infallible to it. It's very strange.
I thought the most curious decision that worked out well for the Dodgers
Rojas?
last night was starting Rortvedt and letting him just like have a couple innings and one at bat, and then bringing in Will Smith in the middle of the game.
That would have killed us. We would have died. The Padres would have died on the field
while your pitcher is just dealing. Like, hey, Blake, we know you're throwing well. Let's see how you do when we change up your catchers. Let's see if he notices.
Why don't you try? It's very easy for you left-handed. Why don't you try throwing right-handed? If we did that.
But if Pavetta just like collapses.
Yeah, Pavetta just he died on the mound.
Melts.
Yeah, we all of a sudden.
I mean, wouldn't if Blake Snell had started to struggle, wouldn't the narrative have instantly been, why did you take out the catcher that he was working so well with in the middle of the game? But of course,
infallible
for the Dodgers. He keeps throwing well, and then Will Smith comes up with a giant 2-run single in that 7th inning rally, just as they intended, as they try to work him back from his broken hand and kind of give him some reps, but not an entire game. Is that the thinking? Like, we don't think he can play an entire game, but we think he can play 5 innings.
He also caught Yamamoto's pen, I think, before the game. So he's back there catching, a guy throwing 98 and nasty movement, and then he's not in the lineup, and then he is in the lineup. Again, these are the things that they are really, really good at identifying and not letting it get to them. Really. I mean, truly, again, they pick like Teoscar Hernandez not running on that ball that Luzardo boots in a friggin' playoff game doesn't come back to bite them. In fact, he ends up scoring the first run of the game on a ball he probably shouldn't have gone on. If Trey Turner makes a better throw, he's out. Of course he gets in. On a 35-mile-an-hour ground ball by the other Hernandez, Kike Hernandez. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. They have the devil magic. They have all of it. They have the best players,
but
and
you
the devil
couldn't just
magic.
go out and sign Kike Hernandez. If you were the Phillies or the Padres, and you signed Kike Hernandez to be a playoff star,
it's there.
He would do nothing.
It's there.
He would do nothing
because he's there. It's just his thing and his place and his spot. I mean, when you think about the confidence you have to say, yeah, Michael Conforto struggled. We're paying this dude $16 million a year, and he plays left field. Kike plays kind of all over the place, but in the playoffs, we're just going to roll with Kike, and we're going to leave Michael Conforto and his $16 million salary off the roster. We're just going to leave him off the roster. What other team can do that? And like have it work out for them, So
he's not healthy. You're leaving a healthy $16 million player.
He's watching.
We're going to go with
we're going with Kike, the guy that batted 203 in the regular
season. That's cheap.
Who doesn't really play left field, but we're going to do it because we can. It's just bananas to see.
Look at what happens when we do.
What happens when we do.
Now, the Dodgers still have a potentially fatal flaw. That is the bullpen. In game 1, they circumvented it with Tyler Glasnow. They certainly have had Roki Sasaki step up, but they tried with Emmett Sheehan in relief of Blake Snell yesterday.
He was great.
He gave up a run in the 8th.
Yeah, but like squashed a rally.
But he gave up a run. And then they brought in Blake Trinan in the 9th, who, I mean, every single time is just getting roughed up every time they bring him out. And once again, did not record an out, gave up 3 hits, allowed the Phillies to have a legitimate shot to come back in that game in the bottom of the 9th inning as they get the 2-run double by Nick Castellanos, slides in there. It's close play at second base.
Slide.
Great slide. And now they have the tying run at second base.
What a hit, by the way.
What a hit.
Ass out, barreled the ball, just flips it over the third baseman's head for 2 runs. A really, really tough AB for Casty, who has had a really tough year. Casty, like I know him, has had a really, really tough year and is like much maligned by the Philly fans, but comes up with a huge clutch knock.
They bring in Alex Vesia then to face Bryson Stott, correct? That's the that's how it went. And Rob Thompson decides to put on the sacrifice bunt with his team.
Nobody out.
Down 4-3, tying run at second base, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning. He is playing to try to tie the game at that point and get it to extra innings. Live to fight another day.
As he said in the post game, I'm playing for a tie there. Now, remember, Citizens Bank finally, and I know this to be true, right? If you are at home and you're leading a game, the crowd is electric. And let's say you're up in the series. The crowd is electric. You're just, everything is great. Everything is great. You could tell last night at Citizens Bank, they were talking about on the broadcast. People couldn't bring themselves to cheer because they were so nervous. You're just verklempt. You're just sitting there like this, waiting for something to happen. Finally, something good happens. Citizens Bank is going to come off of its hinges. It's exploding like a hot dog in a microwave. It's about to burst. And what do? You play for a tie with nobody out and a runner in scoring position.
And remember, you've got not the fastest runner out there at second base in Castellanos. You decide not to pinch run for him. Now, there were reasons, again. Harrison Bader is not in running shape. He's got
bad hammy.
Got a bad leg, and you're out of position player. So if you
have a backup catcher.
You have a backup catcher. So if you decide to run even with your fastest pitcher, if the game does end up tied there, you're now putting guys out of position in the 10th inning and possibly beyond. Remember, the game could go 14 innings. So you've got questionable defense out there the rest of the game, and you're playing for the tie. So I got
that's why you play for the win.
Well, that's why I think you have to play for the win.
That's why you play for the win, because you have a limited roster. And he said, I like where our bullpen was compared to theirs. What?
I'm okay not pinch running, because even if you play for the win, you may end up with a tie.
Right.
And you may need to play for extra innings.
Right.
But I'm not okay playing for the tie, knowing you have no bench. You can't make any changes at that point. Even you said, I liked our bullpen better than their bullpen. Your bullpen hasn't been performing well either.
Correct.
You've already momentum. You've got the chance to tie the series up. You've got, Stott is, I think, a guy you trust in that situation. Put the bat on the ball. Maybe he just grounds it to the right side and ends up as a sacrifice. But you have to give him a chance.
You got to give him a shot
to drive in the run and get on base to keep the rally going.
Yeah, you have to. And if he gets the runner over there, it's it does the same thing. But what if he gets a single and now the game is tied and now you have another runner on? Then maybe you think about moving him over and getting to the top of the order. Guys, I thought it was such a panic move by Topper. I really did. And I think Philly Sports Radio, they feel the same. I have a lot of friends in Philly. I was texting with all. They are beside themselves. I mean, Citizens Bank finally had come to life, and you played for a tie in a game you had to win. You didn't have to tie that game. You had to win that game. And if you went down fighting and you didn't get the job done, oh well, right? But when you give them the most precious thing that the 9th inning guy can get, when you take a third of those and go, here, just take this. Now, again, I want to give a massive amount of credit to the Dodgers' Mookie Betts for at the pitching change coming in and going, let's do kind of a delayed wheel here because he is going to bunt. We all think he's going to bunt. Let's do the delayed wheel.
They sort of showed it on the first pitch.
Sort of showed it.
Taken. Mookie was breaking toward third. So the Phillies had an idea of what was coming on that next pitch.
They also talked about Jimmy Rollins talked about the really poor job by Nick Castellanos with his lead and his secondary. When the shortstop is behind you, you have to get right in his pocket and back up to where you're almost right in front of him. He didn't do that. He just led kind of straight off the bag like a little leaguer and didn't get a jump at all.
He was 5-6 steps behind Mookie. At that point, unless the bunt gets past everybody, they're going to throw me out because Mookie's going to beat me there by steps. There's no way I'm going to be safe. His best course of action would have been just go back to second base.
Yeah, I give them a ton of credit
Which is why you can't bunt in that situation.
It's why you can't. You just can't do it.
If your guy can't beat Mookie to third, then you can't be bunting in that situation.
Yeah, the throw was perfect. Mookie throwing to a moving target. Mookie then coming around the bag to make the tag it was a brilliant play. They're really good players. Like, go figure. That's why you don't give those really good players an opportunity. Max Muncy's not throwing that ball away. Mookie Betts is not going to boot that ball. They're too good in those situations. So I thought it was such a chicken ass move from Topper. And again, go back to what all of our beef was with the Padres, right? About their top of the order not performing. I mean, you can't really get much worse than Turner, Schwarber, and Harper in this series. They have disappeared. They've disappeared. They face some really tough pitching, but they have disappeared, man. They said the top 5 makes close to $1 billion, and they've just disappeared. So I thought it was such a crap call by Topper. I think every Phillies fan feels the same. Now, there's a way to manage, you manage with percentages and, the percentage does this and it goes up 5%. You have to have the feel in that moment right there, the feel of, we're winning this game. And I'm going to put it in Stott's hands to try to win us, at least tie it.
And then Bader comes in and gets the hit that you needed, but the runner's no longer in scoring position. You get then the force run, out.
Yep.
So it's first and third, 2 outs. And then Tommy Edman nearly throws away.
Blocked it almost.
And Freddie Freeman makes a great pick to end the game at first base.
Yeah, man.
Freddie Freeman's a great player. I mean, again, we've never denied that the
They're
Dodgers
all
have really, really good players.
Never.
They do. They absolutely
I've never
do.
said they're getting I don't think they're getting lucky. They have great players, but nothing is working against them right now. You do have to have some breaks to go your way. They did get a couple in that game. But like, it just doesn't, nothing comes back to bite them. That's the weirdest thing for me watching this team. Nothing they do comes back to bite them. And I said it on Twitter. They finally have enough talent to counterbalance Dave Roberts' horrific managing. He can't screw this up. They're that good. And you saw it last night when he went with Trinan instead of Roki Sasaki.
So we're on the precipice of a Dodgers-Brewers NLCS. We can take a quick look at the Brewers-Cubs game and John Seidler's letter to Padres fans coming up in hour number 2 of Ben and Woods next here on 97.3 The Fan. I feel bad for our Philly cab driver, our friend John Marks.
Buddy Adio Royster out there in Philly.
Phillies fans.
My buddy Billy, my buddy Wyland, all you guys, I'm sorry for you.
My buddy Corey Stewart.
Oh, yes.
Beside himself.
Yeah, I was promised a red October. Okay? That's what I was promised. Red October. Nobody comes into the bank and does this. What are they in their last 7 playoff games? Like 1-7
in their last 8 or something like that.
I mean, dude, we get a lot. This is the thing. Padres fans get a lot of grief, and I mean national grief, like laughing stocks. They'll do segments on, you can't have this many star players and fail in the playoffs. I got to see that same energy for our friends in Philadelphia. I really do, because these guys, they lost a World Series to the Texas Rangers.
So the progression. Here's the progression. 2022, they get into the playoffs as the last seed, the 6th seed. Remember, the Padres were the 5 seed that year. Padres and Phillies meet in the NLCS. Phillies pull off the upsets all the way through, but then lose to the Rangers. But everyone sees Philly as this team on the rise. Like, oh, this is their coming out moment. They're about to go on, a big run here. And then what happens in 2023? They look like the best team, and all of a sudden they stop hitting against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Then in 2024, they don't even get through the division series as the New York Mets stopped them in 4 games. And now in 2025, they're 1 game away from being eliminated in a 3-game sweep by the LA Dodgers, having to now go on the road for games 3 and possibly 4 in Los Angeles after losing the first 2 at home. They've literally gotten worse every single year in the playoffs since their coming out season in 2022.
And again, the decline.
Padres, by the way.
So the
NLCS, NLDS, wild card.
It's that core though is done, right? Like their core is over. Schwarber's gone in free agency, more than likely.
They'll re-sign him.
You think they will?
Well, I think it's Swift. It might change the equation a little bit here.
He's literally over right now. He's over. And I feel terrible for him because he's one of my favorite baseball players. It just goes to show you, man, how friggin' hard it is when the lights, when the calendar flips to October. Guys like Kyle Schwarber look completely lost. Guys like Bryce Harper, he's been in decline. He has overall, you're going to look at his postseason numbers and go, oh, yeah, he's really good, OPS of 1,100 or whatever. But, yeah, they may re-sign Kyle. They may not. But, yeah, isn't Bohm a free agent as well? I mean, there's going to be some Ranger Suarez who they have not pitched yet. They keep threatening to pitch him. You're telling me Ranger Suarez was available last night and you went to Matt Strahm again. I love Matty Strahm, but you went to Matt Strahm again instead of Ranger Suarez, and then they gave it, he's going to be available too in game 3. What are you waiting for? He's one of your best pitchers. Like, throw him when you need to get a tough lefty out.
And now you've got the what's been a hit or miss Aaron Nola scheduled in game 3 against Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who's been very, very good in every playoff start since eliminating the Padres last year.
Yeah, going with Nola again instead of Ranger Suarez, who you have not pitched yet. So maybe he is a little bit more hurt than they let on, but I just don't know. I think they are, that ballpark isn't as scary as they think it is to play in. That team is not as good as they think they are and showed in the regular season. And again, the one thing I haven't seen from Philly fans, and I appreciate this about them, I haven't seen any whining about the layoff.
Oh, wait, Adio's doing it right now.
Oh, never mind.
He said, is there something to be said now about not wanting the bye? Like Phillies have gone flat.
No, you always want the bye, Adio. You know that. Give them all a choice.
The Blue Jays haven't gone flat.
No,
the Brewers
have not gone flat. I mean, rest versus rust. Listen, if you put all the playoff teams together and got them in a room and said, who wants to play this weekend or who wants a bye? You'd have 12 teams to start?
Yeah.
12 hands would shoot up for the bye. Every single one. So you want the bye. You want to reset your rotation. You want to get your bullpen fresh. You always want to take it. And so I don't buy it. It's an excuse to let these guys off the hook. I would say the same thing for the San Diego Padres. If they came out flat after a bye, I would lose my mind.
That's right. Phillies lost to the Astros in 22. The Rangers won in 23.
Okay.
Got my Texas teams flipped there in the 2 years. So Aaron Nola, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and then the Brewers are now also 1 win away from eliminating the Chicago Cubs.
Talk about resilient 3-run homer in the first, right, by Seiya Suzuki. And you're like, all right, Cubs.
Looked like Pat Murphy got all together too cute with Aaron Ashby.
Yep.
Never brought in Quinn Priester and going, oh, they are trying to manage their way out of this win, but the Brewers can do no wrong either. Then Imanaga comes in, gets 2 strikeouts. You're 3-0, nobody out, or 2 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first inning. You were off to the perfect start in your game.
Yeah.
And single home run by Vaughn.
Andrew Vaughn,
and
by
it's
the
now
way.
3-3, and the Brewers have all the momentum again.
And the Milwaukee Brewers hit 3 homers last night.
3 homers.
Yeah.
All their runs.
Turn your mic off.
All their runs coming off home runs,
First
which is what they don't do. The Brewers were 29th in baseball in percentage of runs off home runs, right around where the Padres were as well. Their formula was long rallies, 2-out hits. But they
play great defense.
They flipped it yesterday, and they scored 100%. They scored no runs off home runs in game 1, right? The 9 runs, not a single one off a home run.
Yeah, a bunch of doubles.
And then
doubles.
yesterday, all 7 runs come off homers. 3-run homer, solo home run by William Contreras, and then the 3-run shot by Jackson Chourio, who came back and played with the injured hamstring.
Hit a huge bomb.
Came up huge with the 3-run shot off of Daniel Palencia.
Dub J, you're right, man. I legit thought, I think Paulie did, and I think Ben did as well, based on how we handled them in the regular season. I was like, give me the Brewers. I feel really confident matching up against them. Not that Brewers team.
No. I was in and out of that game. Were you guys surprised that Mizraski only came out after like 60 pitches?
Did he throw that many?
It was like 50, 57.
They gave him 3 innings, 57 innings, 4 strikeouts, 1 hit. Got the win.
I'm not surprised because his command to that point, like they didn't even know if they should put him in because his command was so poor. And then he dotted his first pitch 103 inner half, like on the black, and then 104 away.
His outing last night was what I thought and wanted and hoped for from like Michael King last week. He came in and threw 19 pitches.
Yeah, that was all right. You're done for the year.
He looked pretty good. Mizraski comes in whatever the 3rd inning, comes in and shoves, and you're like, there you go.
Yeah.
That's playoff baseball.
But the pitching is not what undid the Padres. You can say that Michael King could have thrown more, but they got the pitching they needed to win that game.
They always do.
Didn't get the offense to win that game.
I don't know how many times we're going to keep going back to that game, but like Michael King comes in and shoves, dominates, throws 19 pitches, and then we go to like Robert Suarez in the 5th.
Yeah, who gave up a
which
run.
is completely not a position that he's ever comfortable in. I don't know. It's just I can't stop thinking about how weird that was.
Again, I have no idea who made the decision, you over King. And again, do we know everything there is to know about King?
I mean, we never really got the total explanation. Were they hoping to start Michael King on Saturday in game 1 still?
I didn't hear much of Mike Schultz post game that day. I was just so over it.
Yeah, I was kind of over
We haven't heard anything since that day either. We'll talk Padres coming up, but I want to finish about the Brewers. They have a sneaky good bullpen. That Koenig that they brought in, there's a reason they could leave Mizraski. They have good arms. Koenig, McGill, Uribe has only given up 2 runs since like the All-Star break.
How about them making Daniel Palencia look very pedestrian?
That's the difference between the Padres and the Brewers.
Yeah.
They were able to get around on Daniel Palencia. Jackson Chourio, that big swing is the entire difference between the Padres and the Brewers right there.
Home runs, slug. Yep, it's just crazy. So.
All right, so they will try to wrap up their series tomorrow in Chicago. At the very least, the Cubs can say, well, we're going home. The Phillies are like, oh, now we got to go on the road for the next 2. It's like hopeless. I think the Cubs can at least say, well, we got Wrigley, in our back pocket. Maybe we can get at least the 2 wins at home and force it back to a game 5 on the road coming up. That's kind of their saving grace that the Phillies don't have. It'll be Quinn Priester, though, because they didn't use him against Jamison Tyone, who threw so well in that clinching game against the Padres. That'll be tomorrow at 2:08 first pitch in game 3 of that series. I
got to say, man, I'm rooting hard for the Brewers and Pat Murphy. When they pan, have you ever seen a manager look more pained than Craig Counsell? Ever? In all of your years watching baseball, I've seen managers get fiery and, throw their hat. I've seen that. You don't see it much anymore, but you used to. Normally, a manager's pretty stone-faced. When your pitcher comes in, Schulte puts pitcher in, he gives up a 3-run homer. They pan to him. He's just chewing his gum, deadpan. You don't want to give off the air of, I'm defeated. Craig Counsell does not care about giving up that air. He looks like a little leaguer. just pained, just like he is in the worst pain of his life. He can't hide it.
His team's given up all 16 runs in the first 4 innings of the 2 games.
That
I mean, it's
bananas,
so hard to play
dude.
from behind like that.
That is just bananas.
And it's just put yourself in an impossible situation. Their bullpen's been good for the most part, other than Palencia giving it up. But there's no chance to come back when you're so far behind.
I know. Yeah, you're just screwed.
All right, let's talk about the letter that John Seidler sent to Padres fans.
Oh, I thought you were doing that in the smorgasbord.
No, well, I mean, we got a few minutes here.
All
Let's switch gears to Padres, and then we'll talk arbitration a little bit in the smorgasbord. Dated October 6, 2025. Dear faithful Padres fans, thank you for your unwavering and passionate support for the Padres in 2025. Because of you, we set a new all-time franchise attendance record and had the best home field advantage in MLB. You are the engine that powers the Padres and our players. On behalf of the entire Padres organization, we greatly appreciate you. You are the best fans in baseball. We are grateful for your faithful support. All right, next paragraph. While we have made the postseason in 4 of the last 6 years and had 2 consecutive 90-win regular seasons for the first time in franchise history, we fell short of our goal to win a World Series championship. Our elimination in the wild card round was a disappointment and exposed areas where we must improve. As we look ahead to 2026, our goal remains the same, but we need to get better to accomplish that goal. The process of getting better will begin immediately as we perform a thorough review of our organization with an eye towards improving and winning our first World Series championship. Thank you again for supporting the Padres. I look forward to seeing you out at Petco Park in 2026. Sincerely, John Seidler, Chairman.
Now, your brain goes in a few different directions. At least mine did when I read it. The first thing that you think when you read it, Benny, and I bet you felt the same. Oh, standard, end of the year. Thank you for your support. Couldn't do it without you. Standard.
It can be read that way.
Yeah,
sure.
Standard letter. Second thing I thought was read that part again about a thorough examination.
We will immediately perform a thorough review of our organization with an eye toward improving and winning our first World Series championship.
Okay. That's also very open for interpretation. Now, the way that my brain works, I went, oh, you're going to fire AJ Preller. That's the first thing I thought of, is that they're going to fire the GM with a year left on his deal. I don't know why I thought it. I just did. I didn't see. I saw the first round exit was embarrassing. Embarrassing is a fairly strong word, I think, to use in that letter. Is it not?
I don't think they used.
Didn't they say embarrassing?
Disappointed.
Okay.
Disappointing was a disappointment and exposed areas where we must improve.
Boom. Okay. So hitting number one. But I did think, oh man, they're gonna let AJ go, because again, that's the scuttlebutt, that's the rumor, that's what everybody's talking about, and I hope that that's not the case, but it very well may be, and I think that letter at least left it up to interpretation that could be the case.
So let me ask you this: can you write a letter like that? You know, as you said, thanking the fans letter.
Got to do it.
Can you write it without at least some hint toward accountability somewhere? Or are you just going to anger your fans? If you just go, thank you so much for your support, it was a really fun season, and we look forward to seeing you back in 2026, don't think fans are going to be that receptive. They want to hear some sort of language of accountability. Now, no one was specifically blamed in this letter. They simply said they're going to conduct a thorough review of the organization. Doesn't say what they're going to find in that thorough review.
We didn't hit. That's one. I can help.
We know that.
That's a good one.
We know that.
Work on your hitting.
But you know why? It's not. Everyone knows what. You're not doing a review to find out what caused you to lose. Everyone knows why you lost the game.
We are buying more baseballs and more batting tees.
The real
bigger picture, because that's two consecutive postseasons the offense just forgot to show
is the underlying reasons of why it happened.
Right.
Is it because you don't have good enough players? Is it because you don't have good enough systems in place? Is it because you don't have good enough coaches? Don't have good enough general manager? What are the underlying causes? That's what a review is. It's very. Yeah, on the surface, you didn't win because you didn't score as many runs as the opponent in the playoffs. We all know this. What are the underlying reasons behind that? And they say they're going to perform a thorough review of the organization. Doesn't mean they're going to find anything that you particularly do or don't like as a fan. Yeah, they may find that the GM is the underlying problem and they will make a change. I don't think that that's what I read in this letter. that this is a signal of major changes coming for the San Diego Padres? I think it's more of a we have to include some sort of accountability language in this letter to our fans. Otherwise, no one's going to take it seriously.
Yeah, they do it every year. TN says they do. I do feel for the first time, though, I do feel that when they say that they want to win a World Series, I do feel that I can buy that. I can. The execution hasn't been ideal to win a World Series. It hasn't. The philosophies maybe haven't been. But I do believe them when they say we want to win a World Series and we are going to try to win a World Series. And I really believe it from A.J. Preller. A.J. Preller is the guy that I think has put his money where his mouth is, who works harder and more tirelessly.
Well, he's put Seidler money where his mouth is,
right?
For sure.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do feel like he wants to win a World Series. That article that Dennis wrote, him calling out players and this and that. Again, at the end of the day, it's up to the players. They get paid a lot of money. Our team we're not the A's. Okay. We need to not act like we are. We're top 10 in payroll. When you're top 10 in payroll, there are expectations. I would love to be top 5 in payroll. I think that would be even better, John, if you're listening. That would give us an even better shot. But if we're top 10 in payroll, I do have the expectation of winning a World Series. And I know the GM does. I know the manager wants to win a World Series badly. His postseason record is nothing to be crow about at all. I know he wants to win a World Series too. Do we have the right philosophies in place and the right players in place to do it? I think there's some. But how do you, after your examination, what's the conclusion that you came up with?
It is so difficult when your failures come mostly in the postseason.
It's so difficult
because it's hard to address a postseason failure in the offseason, in spring training, in the regular season.
It's so gnarly,
You can't
man.
really start addressing it until you get to October.
Right.
And you're so far away from that. Think about the Dodgers. This is, what is it, the 13th straight year they've reached the playoffs?
Yeah, man.
And now, the last 2 years, as we just talked about, they look like they can do no wrong.
Correct.
Everything goes their way. The first 11 years, throw out 2020. No one counts that season. I mean, no one counts it. They were defined by not being able to get over the hump. Everything went wrong. Everything they did in the playoffs was wrong for a decade, essentially, outside of 2020. What did they change? What was it, just because they got there so often that they finally figured it out?
Keep taking
shots. Do the Padres
shots.
just need to get there 8 more years in a row, and then finally they'll figure out in the playoffs the way the Dodgers have? Do we have the patience to wait for that?
I have the patience to sit through 8 more playoffs. Absolutely, I do. I mean, 100%. So I really want to get I want to get to 8 more playoffs in a row.
There's something to be said. You look at the Dodgers' numbers in the playoffs, and you see Kike Hernandez has played a half a season worth of postseason games.
I know.
That experience is valuable. I mean, if there's a reason why they're good in the playoffs, they played so many of them.
Yeah.
I was watching the
Padres get to play 3 playoff games in a year.
They're talking about Justin Turner's played like 90 postseason.
They played dozens and dozens and dozens of postseason games. You're going to get better at it the more you do it.
How great was his shirt, by the way? Did you see his shirt before the game? He had a blue shirt on, just said everything hurts. I was like, that is just the most genius shirt. He comes up, gets a knock. They have a ton of experience. They get there a lot, but you're right. They did fail a ton before they got there.
Before they got to the successful part of their playoff run.
No question. But if they win this year, man, you're talking dynasty time.
Well, yes. I mean,
nobody's won back-to-back in forever.
They have everything you would want. They have the financial backing,
the farm system.
They have the playoff experience.
Yep.
They have everything you need. The depth that is going to make them as in a random baseball playoff.
Yep.
They have as much going for you as you can possibly get going for you.
Yeah.
No one can overcome everything because it's baseball, but they can overcome a lot of it.
Yep.
All right, let's take a quick timeout. When we come back, Woods is going to check in on Phillies commentators after the 9th inning yesterday.
Fantastic audio.
And LeBron James is going back to the worst moment of his entire career.
Let's run it back.
Let's run it back again. That's all coming up next after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
Yeah, but quickly first, let me tell you about Loan Pronto. Speaking of running it back, kind of crazy to keep doing the same thing over and over. So if you're trapped in a high-rate mortgage, if you're watching your hard-earned money vanish every month, stop, because right now at Loan Pronto, they're delivering the lowest mortgage rates in 3 years. Their rate reduction home loan program, streamlined, low-cost way to slash your house payments by hundreds of dollars a month. and go lock in a fixed rate as low as 4.99% APR. Close in as little as 2 weeks. No appraisal needed in most cases. And the kicker is you can skip your next 2 house payments entirely. Get ahead a little bit. Always feels nice. Lower payments, more money in your pocket, and a fresh start with a better mortgage. 619-207-4336 or go to loanpronto.com. Lock in your new low rate. Skip those next 2 payments. Don't let high rates hold you back. 619-207-4336 or go to loanpronto.com right now. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Ben's Padres Smörgåsbord coming up at the bottom of the hour. First, though, it's time for Don't Do This. It is brought to you by Trust and Will.
Don't
leave your entire estate, house, kids, and life savings up to chance if and when you die.
Do.
Set up a trust or will online at trustandwill.com.
This
is a lot more affordable than you think. Visit trustandwill.com for more info. And my question is, are we being taken for a ride by LeBron James? LeBron James sent out a cryptic tweet yesterday on social media. The second decision is the hashtag. Called it the decision of all decisions. Getting ready to sit down for what looks like an interview. It's supposed to happen this morning at 9 a.m., about an hour and a half from now. And the immediate, it's calling back to the Jim Gray decision, going from taking my talents to South Beach. Really, the worst moment of LeBron James's career. I think we can all kind of agree of everything he's done.
Yeah, man.
Guy's pretty savvy, living in the spotlight his entire life. He's managed it pretty well. From a, child basketball star, every move was watched, top pick of the draft, all the way through his career. Done a pretty good job managing it all, other than that interview, which just came off as incredibly self-centered, way too long. No one enjoyed the decision. Unless you're a Miami Heat fan, no one enjoyed the decision. Why would you ever refer to that again in anything you're trying to promote or do? Now, the immediate reaction from Lakers fans was, he's about to announce his retirement. Like, this is going to be his last season. It's going to get started. The price for the final Lakers home game, tickets price skyrocketed. Yep. Thinking, we're going to get in. We're going to be there for LeBron's last game.
Going to get the whole farewell tour, right?
Yeah,
the whole thing,
the surfboards and whatever,
yeah.
Every town that he goes to. And that may be what he's talking about, but I don't know.
We'll know in about an hour and a half.
The internet is convinced it is just a video. It's a partnership. It's an ad.
Amazon
it's a teaser.
Prime. Yeah.
Today is Amazon Prime Big Deals Day or something.
Okay.
Take that for what it's worth.
I thought maybe a new Sprite, potentially, which would be a good bit.
I don't know that there's any news that can come out of this, though, that's going to look good for LeBron.
Unless it's retirement.
If it is retirement,
that's fine. Fine.
But why do you need to tease it? Just say it.
Just say I'm retiring. Well, I think a guy of his magnitude, would you do a press conference and be like, I'm stepping down? This is
I could be wrong. I definitely am believing the Amazon as well.
I think
that's something he would do.
Yeah, 100%.
Fine, but
major corporate
why
partner.
would you bring up such a bad moment in your personal PR life?
Maybe self-deprecating, but also kind of sticking the knife. I don't know. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Gets people like Ben talking about it on the radio.
That's exactly right. And we're just promoting Amazon Prime Big Deals Day.
Why?
Whatever that
Get
is.
your big deals today.
Yeah. Why? Simply the best. Listen. You hear it all the time. San Diego media is so soft and Philly media is so hard, and they're so hard on their players. And man, they must win all the time. They must never have their top stars go 2 for 20 in a post-game series because the media is so tough. I loved this last night. I love to see the meltdown. I've had a few in my day. This was the Phillies post-game television wrap-up show last night. I think the only name I knew in there was Ricky Bottalico. I don't know who else is on it. Somebody will let me know, but listen to these guys going at it.
My dad used to say, I don't care what he did. I want to know what you did. And what Rob Thompson did was not pinch run. He bunted with Stott when he could have
pinch run.
Who's he going to pinch run? He could have pinch run.
He could not have pinch run the guy.
How could he not have pinch run?
He could not have pinch run the guy because he had to hold on Bader. Bader could not run the bases.
I would have let
only hit.
Ruben, I would have let Bader walk.
You would have to
let him walk the second the run scores.
The man, he would have been done if he would have had to run. He probably would have.
I wouldn't have had him run, but that's how you got to be thinking. Come on.
Sounds like 4 Philadelphia dads just screaming.
So you're telling me if I had come on the next day, which I feel like we did, I just didn't yell, but I was pretty hard on the Padres the day after. But I didn't scream. So do you want me to dance?
Is that the only difference between East Coast media and West Coast media?
Scream,
is they yell
and
louder?
we're just more chill.
We all say the same thing.
They say the same thing. We said the same. I said the exact same thing. Enough with the bunting. Enough. Get rid of this small ball mentality. Stop rewarding Jackson Merrill for laying down a bunt because you want to pat him on the ass and he wants it.
It was a good bunt. What's he supposed to do?
That makes it. Now I'm a tough media guy. Now I'm tough because I yelled it.
You said all those things last week.
I said all of it.
Every single thing you said last week.
Now I know.
You just didn't yell it like that.
All right. So strap in next season
with a raspy voice and a Philly accent.
I need some sort of accent though.
Is that the only thing that makes them tougher?
So
is a raspy voice and a Philly accent?
I want to know what you did. And what Rob Thompson did was not pinch run. He bunted with Scott when
you got to start kind of slow and ramp up.
And what Mike Schilt did, having these guys bunt all year long.
There you go.
It's infectious.
Yeah,
they're infected. Now I'm telling it like it is.
So again, the argument
I'm no longer a giant P word.
You couldn't pinch run for Castellanos because you had to hold your pinch runner Wilson in case Bader got on.
Which he did get on. And then he goes, I don't care. I would have him walk to second. Well, he would have been the winning run. So obviously that's not going to work.
You probably should care.
That's not going to work. Bader walking to second is the winning run. I know you want to get the tying run in there. Bader walking to second, he can't run. I don't know what you do there. There were things that you could have done. Literally, we said earlier, you could have pinch ran a pitcher for Castellanos if you had to. You could have. But then you would have had to figure it out on defense. But let's worry about that when we get there. Put the backup catcher at first base and say, do you know how to catch a baseball? Don't worry about anything hit on the ground. Do you know how to catch a baseball? You do. We're going to stick you out there. We're going to try to win this ball game right here. We have a lead, and we're going to try to win it. But it was crazy. Crazy.
Finally, they'll do this.
DD mega doo-doo.
And they may be tough and gnarly in Philadelphia, but they're also soft and sweet. And I thought the moment before the game, Game 2, it was the 15th anniversary of Roy Halladay's no-hitter for the Philadelphia Phillies against the Cincinnati Reds, just the second playoff no-hitter in baseball history. Of course, Roy Halladay passed away in a plane crash, 8 or 9 years ago. But they had his kids come out to throw the first pitch to his catcher, Chooch. Carlos Ruiz was out there. It was his youngest, I believe, 21st birthday. And they said it was his 6th birthday, the day that Roy Halladay threw the no-hitter. And it was birthday 21.
Amazing.
Yesterday.
How do you lose that game with that?
Well, that's true, too. How do you lose that game when you've got those kids
How do you
out there?
lose that game? Roy Halladay's kids are there. How do you lose that game? There you go. I got it in me.
They're not playing.
Yeah, they're not playing. I don't care. You got to use that.
Well, what do you want? Give them a uniform. They signed them to a contract.
Use that momentum.
If they're so good, give them a contract.
We don't use momentum here anymore. They hate it. They hate everyone there. They hate everyone.
A nice moment, at least, before the game.
Great moment
for the Phillies.
Very sweet.
Let's don't and do this.
It hurts my
Tuesday.
throat.
It's got to, doesn't it?
For a Tuesday.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
We'll come back, set out the smorgasbord for a Tuesday.
Oh, yes.
Got all the nice little noshes for you out there to talk some Padres in the offseason coming up.
People are loving us screaming, by the way.
Damn it. You can't do it that long. You're not going to survive.
My blood pressure's going to go through the roof.
The people are loving it, though.
My blood pressure will go through the roof.
Damn your blood pressure.
And your voice will be gone.
I'll just die.
I couldn't do that.
I'll just die on the air.
Oh,
will that make everyone happy?
Exhausting.
That is all. It's coming up next on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. Would you like to scream at people about SDG&E's public safety power shutoffs? Now they need to sign up for the app so they get notified when fire danger is here and SDG&E may have to shut off our power.
No, I think this is a message delivered more intensely. I do, because look, we all have to have a plan in case there's a fire, right? But you want to make sure that you're that SDG&E, they have your most up-to-date contact information. They'll let you know sometimes days in advance, Ben, hey, you need to plan on evacuating. Right now, you got to sign up for outage notifications at sdgne.com/notify or download the Alerts by SDG&E app. Being prepared during an emergency is everyone's responsibility. Takes a village.
We've seen danger everywhere in the county, but even if you're not directly in the fire lines, your power may still have to go out, which can be a big inconvenience as well. Like, we don't need to evacuate, but our power's going off.
Yep.
You can be prepared for that, though. Take the steps necessary. Again, go to sdge.com/notify. Download the Alerts by SDG&E app. Once they have all your information, once you have the app, they can start notifying you 1, 2, even 3 days ahead, customers that may be affected by a public safety power shutoff.
Correct.
Go
to sdgne.com/notify or download the Alerts by SDG&E app today.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Just thinking for a second before we jump into the smorgasbord for the first time. Still not altogether ready for the offseason to be here.
Well, it's here.
I know it's here. And I've been trying to get, wrap my mind around it since last Thursday when the season came to an end and we kind of went through it all on Friday and broke it all down. And now we're here on Tuesday. And it's just still not quite ready for it all to be over.
Well, after seeing the Brewers these first 2 games, I'm like, all right, maybe I was wrong. I'll just wear it. Not our year. Let's regroup, come back stronger than ever, and learn how to hit and change our philosophy entirely. And then I'll be all the way back. I mean, the thing is, it always comes back around. That's the beauty of being a baseball fan. It always comes back around, and it will be here before you know it. Once we get through the holidays, it's on.
How much do philosophies
change
know. From season to season? Because I don't remember the 2024 Padres did not play like the 2025 Padres. I didn't see as much sacrificing and small ball. I don't remember, at least it sure as hell did not feel that way.
Somebody pull it up, man.
We were talking about it all season long this year.
Where were the league leaders in 20? Who was the league leader in 2024 team wise as far as sacrifice? Maybe it was us. I have no idea.
I don't know that we had a ton of slug, but we sure had more.
I think
we had a lot of big home runs in 2024.
And at the beginning of the year, I was like, I get it. Personnel's 6, 7, 8, 9 black hole.
Yeah.
6, 7, 8, 9 black hole. You do what you have to do to win a ball game. That's fine. Then you improve the team. You didn't really use some of the guys that you acquired in the right way. You were very committed to not hurting anybody's feelings at the top of the order. You were very committed to being steadfast in your approach. And the more guys sacrificed themselves, the more praise they got. And that's what that philosophy for me, that's a very simple one. Guys, we're not doing that anymore. We're dogs. We're going to play like dogs. Jackson Merrill, straight up, you're a dog. Don't you ever lay down a sacrifice bunt again, ever, especially in the 4th inning, buddy, ever.
Yeah.
Unless you see the third baseman playing shortstop and you can bunt for a hit, man, you're never going to sacrifice yourself again. Never give away an AB again, Jackson Merrill.
So
that's day 1 of spring training.
So just quickly, I found the stat: sacrifice hits bunts per game. In 2022, Padres were 10th in baseball in sacrifice hits per game. In 2023, the last year under Bob Melvin, they jumped up to 4th in baseball at 0.14.
Any sacrifice hit, so a sac fly is the same as a sac
I think so,
bunt.
but it obviously going to be a lot of bunt in there
because those feel very different.
That's a productive out as opposed to
you got a job done.
Sacrifice.
And bunting is getting a job done as well.
In 2024, they were 2nd in baseball behind the Arizona Diamondbacks last year at 0.17, and then this year they were 1st by a wide margin, almost doubling the number of sacrifice hits from 2024 to 2025 at 0.3 sacrifice hits per game.
I want to know how many sacrifice bunts. That's what I want to know. How many actual
giving up outs.
How many outs did we give away? That's what I want to know.
So nobody views
there's a separate
category
category for sacrifice flies per game. So I think that may have been sacrifice bunts. They call them sacrifice hits, but I believe that is sacrifice bunts that I'm looking at under. So they were 2nd last year.
Yeah.
1st this year, but by a huge jump from 2nd to 1st. I mean, you were 2nd and then you doubled almost what you did from last year to this year. That's a huge increase.
And again, I mean, that offense last year went 24 scoreless, as can happen, as we're seeing in Philly right now from their top of the order. And it's tough. It's tough to see. And I don't know how you change that. I really don't. I other than keep giving these guys opportunities in October to come through. Honestly, that's really the only way. Keep giving them opportunities to come through in October, and maybe they will. That really is what the playoffs feels like. Just keep getting to the playoffs, keep taking opportunities, try to, I don't know how much you change. I just don't.
Yeah. 2nd with 28 last year, 1st with 48 this year.
48, man.
Bunts.
Crazy.
Thank you, Tyler, in the chat for the specific numbers. All right. The Padres have some arbitration decisions coming up. It's going to be our first topic here in our Padres Smorgasbord. We'll get to it right after a check of traffic on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Well, no incidents, no accidents, no surprises on our freeways. That last part meaning, of course, you're still going to see a lot of that usual slowing in the usual spots. But at this time, nothing getting in your way. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So some interesting projections yesterday in the UT Woods about the 7 players expected to be eligible for arbitration. Is this smorgasbord music?
I don't know that it's smorgasbord music, but it sounds right and it feels right. And the reason we called this segment Ben's Padres Smorgasbord is because I love that word.
Fine.
I've never been to one.
I like it too.
I've always liked the word, and it just fits.
I mean, you've been to a buffet.
Yeah.
This is just more of a European, Scandinavian, German style buffet.
Yeah, I like this. Scandinavian in origin. I don't know if this is Scandinavian music, but
I don't know.
I really enjoy it.
Feels right.
It feels so good.
I feel like it's missing, like, we need some production. I need, like, Ben as, like, the Swedish chef.
Oh, no. Do you know how to do the
From
Swedish?
the Muppets?
Yeah, do you know how to do the voice?
The Swedish chef. Padres Smorgasbord.
All right, never mind.
Yeah.
Call it something else.
So the Padres have in salaries already committed until next year, about $166 million going into next year.
I
Before
just peed my pants.
I'm still
sorry, before they sign
Wow.
their 7 arbitration eligible players.
Okay.
They are in order from probably lowest expected salary to highest: Luis Campusano, Freddie Fermin, Mason Miller, JP Sears, Adrian Morejon, Gavin Sheets, and Jason Adam. According to the UT, when you add them all up together, those guys should make somewhere in the neighborhood of $25 million next year. Whether they go to an arbitration hearing, which, of course, A.J. Preller has still never done, came really close with Michael King last year, went down to the last minute. They figured out a way to get it done without going to the hearing, or they sign them in advance, which is more likely. Figure you're adding about $25 million to the payroll to bring back those 7 players.
Now, again, do we want to spend that? Go through again.
All right,
and
so
what
the projections are: Luis Campusano, $1 million, now arbitration eligible. Clearly, he didn't contribute much on the big league level. 0 hits all year. Was on the postseason roster. Did not get into the game. If you want to keep him, it's going to cost you $1 million, which in baseball terms doesn't seem like a lot. But if you're not going to use him at all, there's no reason to spend $1 million on him. Trade him to another organization that thinks that they can use him on the big league level. I would not be shocked if Luis Campusano is not in the Padres organization next year. Next up is Freddie Fermin at $1.8 million.
No-brainer.
Going to move up to an everyday starter, type at catcher. That's a no-brainer. Anywhere in that neighborhood is absolutely fine for your starting catcher. Next up is Mason Miller, who's a Super 2. Because of his success and his usage the first couple of years, he may be an early arbitration eligible player, but I don't think anybody in San Diego is going to mind paying him the expected arbitration price of $3.4 million.
I say give him 6 just because.
And you can buy out a couple of years if you wanted to, but he still had 4 years of control. So those numbers will be going up. You start at 3.4. By the time he's last arbitration year, he'll be making a pretty penny, but still, for that arm, you're not worried about it at all. Now we get up to JP Sears, who's projected at $3.5 million. For a starting pitcher who threw the number of innings that he did, it's actually not.
It's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
You just hope that whatever you hope.
You have to take a chance, and there's someone who would trade for him at that price too. So you absolutely offer him arbitration. You
do. You offer him arbitration. You give him a shot in spring training to establish himself as like your 5th starter.
Adrian Morejon, here's an interesting one. At $3.6 million projected, is an absolute steal in the bullpen in his final year of arbitration. The question is, can you use that? Knowing if he knows all he's going to make is around $3.6 million, can you use that to perhaps start a starting point for a free agent, a contract extension that's 2-3 years into the future? I would think that's a great time to get it done. Hey, you're only making 3.6. What if we bump that up to 8 or 9 this year, and then 15 or 16 the year after that, and have a way to keep Adrian Morejon as a Padre for 3 more years to come, as opposed to just 1 more year? Or does he take a chance? Yeah, I'll play for 3.6. If I have a season like I did, I'm going to break the bank in free agency.
He's got 1 year of RB left. Yeah,
that's going to be a very interesting offseason, I think, conversation with Adrian Morejon and his representation.
Yes,
next
but
up,
I do absolutely work an extension for him.
Next up is Gavin Sheets at $4.3 million.
Yep.
Probably going to be using him a lot as a DH, maybe as a first baseman. Hopefully he builds on his first season. For a mostly everyday type left-handed bat, though, no brainer. Somewhere around $4.3 million is fine. And that brings us, I think, to the most difficult decision of all.
Without a doubt.
Jason Adam will make approximately $6.8 million according to the UT's projections in arbitration. It's his last year of team control, but you don't know how much Jason Adam you're getting for your $6.8 million. If it's 5 months of Jason Adam, fine.
No brainer.
He's an absolute elite all-star reliever, and you'll take that and know, hey, he'll be healthy for the bulk of the season. If you don't think he's going to be healthy until August or September, that's a lot to spend on a guy who's rehabbing all year, and you have no idea if he's going to be effective or really useful for you down the stretch at all. Do you consider non-tendering Jason Adam, then perhaps trying to bring him back on a lesser price or a multi-year deal that, is a lesser cost this year, and then when you're healthy the next year, we'll bring you back at a higher price? How do you make that work?
That's what I do. I try that, but again, I think if it worked to plan and he did have to rehab, 5 months out of next year, even 6 months, fine. Like we've just seen how.
But you don't want to do that if then he's a free agent,
right?
And you just lose him. So you're just paying him to rehab all year.
You're paying him to rehab until what if he comes back in September and October, and now you have Jason Adam?
If he's Jason Adam, though, well, got a lot of guys
I'll
when they have
take
to
my
rehab
chances
all
on
year
that.
are not the same pitcher that they were until the next year.
It's a knee. It's not an arm.
True.
It's an arm. It's not an arm. It's a ligament. It's a knee or whatever. It's a knee. Like, yes, you get it. You get a Jason Adam back for September, all of September and October, worth it.
I mean, if you can sign him for like 2 years, $17 million, and you split it up into 2 years, and you have him for next year, I'd consider it.
Absolutely.
Or, 2027, I consider it.
Sure, absolutely. I think,
but just offering him arbitration and paying him almost $7 million when you don't know how much he's pitching.
It's tough.
That's a tough tough one.
It is a tough one, and they don't have money.
Cold business.
They don't.
Too.
Yeah, they don't. It's
almost like you have to. It's either extension or nothing.
Or nothing.
It's hard to see him just getting a 1 year arbitration.
I know
it really is.
It is, but I'd like to have him here the next 3 years. Yeah. I think he's
him and Miller and Morejon together.
Nasty,
the
dude.
three of them.
If you're extending both Adam and Morejon, which we just said, spending a lot of your money already on your strength, and you're not addressing your weaknesses. We'll continue this discussion.
But if you don't address your strength, then it's not a strength anymore.
Jesse Agler coming up in our next hour. Don't go away. Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Oh, yeah. We're halfway home on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3. The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us. However you choose to consume Ben and Woods, whatever you want to do, it's all right for us. As long as you get us inside of you every single day, it's really all we care about. It's the only way that we have a job. So keep eating it and listening to it, drinking it, making love to it, whatever you want to do with it. It's yours. We do it for you. I'm Woodsy. Paul Reindel's the executive producer of the program. And Ben Higgins is your friendly neighborhood sports anchor. Joins us as well.
Sounds like you're writing a K-pop song.
It actually did. Yeah.
Drink me,
get me inside of you.
Drink us up and get us inside of you.
Yeah.
Every sip makes me want more. Yeah. Looking like snacks because you got it like that, boo. Take a big bite, want another bite. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the wrong song, but it's
all is it?
It is. It is. My wife was not. I wanted her to get a video of Taylor dancing. I'll get one. You'll die when you see it. He's a man. He's a man possessed. When he gets that K-pop going,
he's a maniac.
I need like
he's a maniac on the floor. Yeah, literally.
I'm gonna need some work out of you on this. I need the full. Like I need him sitting
normal.
Chilling,
Yeah,
and then
I'll put it on
out of nowhere. It just comes on.
Yeah, he just loves it. he loves it, and I love that. I love that he's moved by music. It's not my favorite type of music. But I'm just glad that he's feeling what that feels like, to have a song touch you. So that's very important to me.
Having some discussion in our chat about our Padres smorgasbord, especially when it comes to Jason Adam.
Yeah.
And, the question mark of whether he's going to be Jason Adam at all next year.
Who knows these things? No one knows.
Padres smorgasbord.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Why are you doing that?
Oh, that's
you
not
asked
the
for
last
it.
time you're going to hear it. I promise you.
It's not the last time?
I'm going to work on something.
Oh, you're going to
smorgasbord.
Man, we've done some stuff that has made me cringe. That may be number one. Maybe.
There's certainly a sentimental feeling about wanting to reward Jason Adam.
I don't think this is sentimental at all. I really don't.
For what he's already done?
I think it's a business decision. And I think, like you said, it's a good idea. You can go in and rework with a year left of a year of arbitration left. Yeah, I understand not wanting to pay him $6 million or whatever it is to rehab the entire year, but he could be a really effective part of your bullpen for the next couple of years, which again, we always talk about the window and when it's going to shut. And it happens, I think, for a lot of teams, but he's a part, I think, of that window.
But you have to have a willing partner in Jason Adam who's
correct.
Willing to forego free agency.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
to rehab with you.
It's actually pretty smart. Like, you're going to pay me, I'm going to rehab, then I get to come back and be a part of the city that I love and where I've been accepted. And then I'm going to pitch for another 2 years here. And I don't have to go through free agency after maybe making 5 appearances if I'm hurt. You know what I mean? Like it's a risk.
It's a little distasteful, actually, when you think about it, because you're basically saying to him, yeah, you can go rehab on your own. Pay for all the, your trainers, your therapy, everything on your own, because you're no longer a member of our organization. And we can non-tender you, and you can go to free agency next year with a fresh slate. You can negotiate on your own, and
you will have
it all
not
on your
pitched
own.
At all last year.
Or you can take our, the deal that we're offering with an extension through 2027 or beyond, and we will be in charge of all of your rehab. We will pay for everything, all the trainers, all the, physical therapy, whatever you need to do.
You'll be around
our
the team.
Doctors. You'll be around the team. You'll be part of the, and perhaps you'll be pitching in August, September, and October in some meaningful games.
Yeah.
We don't know that. But we can't afford to pay you $7 million not knowing that we're going to do that. It puts Jason Adam in a tough call, because I know as a person, I'd want that support system of the team and the training staff and the doctors, that are monitoring me every single day, that lay out my plan, that I don't want to have to go out and hire my own team of trainers and doctors and do all of this on my own. But the Padres will want to be protected and go. But for all that, we need something on your end, and that is, we need another year and somewhat affordable going on beyond that to commit to you for this year.
Yeah, don't forget, too, the impending lockout is going to I think it's going to make cases like that. Yeah, I'll sign an extension.
So let's real quick. let's go worst case scenario. Like, let's say there's no baseball in 2027. Like, what does that do with contracts? Does that count as a year?
Usually
of
it does.
Service?
And it'll be negotiated when they finally do come up with the CBA. But usually anybody who was signed for 2027 and would be a free agent in 2028 will then be a free agent. So you could sign Adam to the extension, and he could never pitch for you. You could have 2 years of Adam,
he never
an
pitches
injured
for
year
you.
and a lockout year, and he still becomes a free agent, and you never get a single inning out of it.
Maybe you don't then. The impending lockout is it's going to be you guys remember Stadium Talk in San Diego. We've had to do lockout talk. We had the delay. My voice means nothing. But I implore baseball. You can't do it. You've never had numbers like you're getting right now currently. Never. They've never happened. I mean, it's at a fever pitch. No pun intended. They are doing so well right now. Baseball is not dead. That Ben Verlander tweet, man. The growth, the percentage, it's
wild card numbers are up. NLDS or divisional series numbers are up.
So you really can't afford a stoppage, man.
Yeah, Eric says wrong. Another team will sign him for next year. Padres would happily sign him, just not for $7 million. Yeah. His arbitration price. If he's willing to, come back for $2.5 million, rehab, and maybe pitch later in the year, that's a no-brainer for any team. He can sign somewhere, but he could sign with the Padres and do that as well. I don't know that another team's going to go and say, yeah, we'll happily give you $7 million, even though you've never pitched for us. And we don't know if you're going to pitch for us at all this year. We're just going to pay you to rehab and then become a free agent at the end of the year. I don't know there's any team that wants to do that. Now, there's a price point where, you'll take the risk. For $1 million? Absolutely. For $2 million? Probably. For $3 million? Maybe. You're starting to gamble on how much Jason Adam you're getting next year. If you're only signing him to a 1-year deal and you're putting yourself in charge of his rehab, you want something out of that at the back end. You want some important innings from Jason Adam if you're going to pay him. So it just comes down to the medical assessment of what they think they might or might not be able to get out of him, because no one wants to just throw away $4 million and rehab a guy all year that's not really going to make any impact on your team.
Yeah. If you think he's not going to, right? If you think he's not going to come back, then that would be.
I mean, you'd have to be a team that expects to be in the postseason, because there's no point in the Colorado Rockies signing Jason Adam for $4 million, rehabbing. Hey, I'm ready in September. Yeah, we're 38 games out of first place. That doesn't matter at that point. Not really going to be able to. It's going to be hard to trade him, because by the trade deadline, he probably may or may not be back at that point. So you really are just counting on him pitching for you for the last couple of months of the season, hopefully, if everything goes well. It's an interesting dilemma and an interesting decision that the Padres are facing.
Well, and again, the lockout potential work stoppage changes so much. And I don't know. I mean, if you're Kyle Tucker and you're about to be a free agent, right? So the season ends for the Cubs in the next couple of days. He's a free agent. Everyone projects he's going to the Dodgers or maybe the Yankees. Like, are you excited? Like, if you're Kyle Tucker, you're like, man, there's a freaking work stoppage. Does that mean a team is going to be more likely to spend money and say, hey, we may only have this year till we shut this thing down. Let's go try to win a World Series this year. So they're going to throw a ton of money at me, or a team's going to, nope, we're going to hunker down. We're going to hunker down because we got a work stoppage coming. Money's not going to be coming in. We know these players aren't going to cave. We're not going to cave. What does it look like? How do you know? How do you know what vein to operate and what street to drive down when it pertains to the work stoppage? It's a nightmare. What about the guys that are going to be free agents that year? This is great. After that season, you're a free agent. They're like, yeah, we don't actually play baseball.
We don't
anymore.
Need you right now.
Don't need you right now, but we don't play baseball right now. It can't happen. And it pisses me off. And it's pissed me off every time there's one of these. I want to be seeing daily meetings now with Tony Clark and the ownership group and Rob Manfred. Now, don't let it get, we tried all we could. We sat in a room for 48 hours. You had 2 years. Figure it out now.
I know you're going to say you're a sweet kid. I don't like operating under the assumption that it's definitely going to happen, a work stoppage.
You're a sweet kid.
Because it hurts both sides so much.
Of course it does.
It's like we were both, in a year, Woods, we're both going to be cutting off our left arms. Or we could somehow come to an agreement where we don't have to both cut off our left arms. I know. But you're just assuming we're not going to be able to get there. So let's just decide now we're probably cutting off our left arms in a year. Why would you do that? Isn't there a way you can come up to some sort of fair agreement where you don't both have to cut off your left arm? Because that's what happens when you get to a lockout and you lose fans and you lose the excitement that's been generated, and who knows how long it'll take, if ever, to get the fans back that you've won. TV ratings are up, attendance is up, teams are setting record attendances, not just the Padres, but others. Your sport is in a really good place, and you have a ticking time bomb that's set to blow it up. And we don't know how bad, but pretty badly. And you can't avoid it. And yet none of us think that that's going to happen. There's no way you can avoid the ticking time bomb. It's blowing up. And baseball is going to be screwed for 3, 5, 10 years. And it doesn't serve anybody. I mean, everybody gets hurt. Owners, players, they all get hurt by this. There's not
the fans.
There's not a single reasonable person in either room that can make this happen. I always like to think that when your interests are aligned, and in this case, they are aligned in that both parties don't want a lockout. They know it's bad for both of them. That somehow cooler heads have to prevail at some point. That there has to be a compromise somewhere available for both sides to continue to make money and to continue to grow the sport.
I'd love it.
Or I'm a sweet kid.
I mean, I think you're a sweet kid, but I also know, man, that these guys are pretty dug in on what they want, and the owners are certainly.
But you have to act like that right now. But when push comes to shove, is there not a compromise?
Don't Trip says, why is there a lockout? Because the CBA is expiring, the collective bargaining agreement that takes just forever to hammer out. And, they have to agree to it for a certain period of time. And then you have to do this all over again. But, it's a money-making machine. Now, there's a lot of owners out there that cry poor. Those are the guys that you have to watch out for. The guys that don't spend money, the guys that don't put money back into their team.
I'll acknowledge that there will be an off-season stoppage of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
It's just set up that way. There's no reason without some pressure points as the season's getting closer. Free agency will be disrupted at the end of 2026.
Yes.
What is it? The November, December, when it goes, the lockout will be instituted by owners.
Yep.
Because that's their best card that they can play. Start, putting a little pressure. And then as we get closer to January and February and spring training approaches, both sides will be feeling a lot of pressure to get a deal done and not miss any games. As it happened last time, they ended up missing first 2.5 weeks of spring training, got it done, started the season a week late, but made every game. No one missed any games. To me, I still think that scenario is possible. But yeah, there's going to be a lockout in the offseason. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether they miss games or not and damage the sport, I'd like to think that could be avoided still.
Yeah, nobody cares if you lock out in the offseason.
You will lock out in the offseason.
You will.
Don't
you miss a game. Don't miss one single solitary game. Spring training, all of it.
I'd be stunned because there's no reason not to if you're the owners. Why would you not lock out the players?
Yeah.
And at least use that. It's your only tool that you've got, so you're going to use it in the offseason. The question is, can they get a deal done by the end of January, early February, so you don't really miss any action in 2027?
And I'll come running back like a dog.
You won't go anywhere.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Until games are missed, you don't go anywhere.
Well, even if they do bang the game, so what do you bang? 60 games? I'll be like, all right, I'll be back. You got me, but it's not me you need to worry about.
No, it's not you.
It's not me you need to worry about. I'm nothing you can do to me to hurt me enough to keep me away. I'm never going to leave you, baseball. Never. I'm never leaving you. There's nothing you can do. Dodgers can win the next 15 World Series. I'm not leaving. I'll be right here.
And they might.
I'm going to be right here with you. I'm here through it all of it. Now, you got me. So you don't have to worry about people like me. What you have to worry about is people like my kids. That's what you have to worry about. You got to worry about people like my kids.
I mean, you think Petco Park is filled up with people like you?
No.
Dodger Stadium is filled up with people like you?
Nope.
No. There's a lot of people in both of those ballparks who, when you go away for a while, they will find other things to do
100%.
and spend their money on.
100%.
Not you, but there are a lot of them.
Yep.
And when you lose them, you're in trouble.
That's when you're in deep S for sure.
All right. Lockout rant over. Let's get ready for Take on Woods. We already have one qualifier. Guy qualified yesterday for the tickets to see Jerry Seinfeld, the trip to Las Vegas for a monthly grand prize. You could be number 2. Our musical trivia challenge is coming up next. Tier 1 versus Woodsy, 833-288-0973, 833-288-0973. Call in now. We'll put a contestant on the line. We'll play our challenge, and then Jesse Agler will join us at the bottom of the hour, wrap up all the season, get some wise words from Jesse. We always need that at the end of every season. Coming up on San Diego's #1 sports station, Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
Real quick, wanted to tell you about QC Kinetics. Got a text from my mother-in-law the other day that she screenshotted my commercial that was on television for QC Kinetics and said, does this really work? I have a friend with bad knees. I said, you send her in ASAP. More and more people taking control of their health, looking beyond traditional medicine like surgeries and drugs and things like that. Lasting relief without steroids, medications, or surgery right here in San Diego at QC Kinetics. I am a client. I am a customer. I will always be a client and customer of QC Kinetics. Here's how it works. Your blood contains tiny but mighty healing tools at QC Kinetics. Dr. Jackson and his team get to the root of where your pain stems from, right down to the cells involved, putting the natural elements to work. Your body revitalizes its joints, literally using your own power to heal. Very simple injection, guys. It's not a hospital stay. It's fast. It's all natural, and there's no downtime. I tell everyone, like, they're like, "Woods, did it hurt?" I'm like, I mean, it's a shot. It's an injection. But if I can handle it, me, then you absolutely can handle it. No question about it. Call QC Kinetics today. Schedule a free consultation with Dr. Jackson and his team. Take charge. Look beyond the same old solutions. Locations in Hillcrest and Torrey Hills. 619-614-PAIN. 619-614-PAIN. Once again, QC Kinetics at 619-614-PAIN.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got Jesse Agler coming up here in just over 10 minutes. Of course, all guests on 97.3 The Fan appear on the David P. Shapiro Fan Hotline. Facing criminal charges, trust David P. Shapiro, criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Before Jesse, though, let's get to our daily game. It is time to take on Woods. All right, let's look at what we've got here. I'm going to go with line 4. Caller, who's this? It says Craig on my screen.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello, yeah.
You're
Hey.
Craig?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Are you here to play Take on Woods?
I sure am.
Oh, there you
Lucky you. I
called the
screened
right
another
number.
call and they
You
hung
dropped
up.
off. So, Craig, you're jumping in just at the right moment. Take on Woods is brought to you by Bay Alarm, security and fire alarms for every business. We got you. And, Craig, if you can beat or tie Woods in our 5-question musical trivia challenge, you will qualify for our monthly grand prize, a trip for 2 to see Jerry Seinfeld in Las Vegas, including 2 tickets to the show on April 17th at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace, 2-night stay at the Flamingo Hotel and Casino, and a $100 gas card. Jerry Seinfeld performing at Caesars on April 17th and 18th. See Ticketmaster.com for tickets. All right, you get to pick our category here to give you a little bit of an advantage over Woods, who is out of the studio. We have still I Like Take on Woods, 5 song titles that include the phrase I like. Teen Angst, 5 song titles that include a number in the teens in the title. And our new category, Whispered Secrets, that are song titles that include either whisper or secret in the title. A little bit of a combination. So I Like Take on Woods, Teen Angst, or Whispered Secrets. Craig, what would you like to play?
Let's go for Teen Angst.
Teen Angst. All right, today we have 5 song titles that include a number in the teens in their title. So somewhere 13 to 19 in each title. And you need to, you got 5 questions, 60 seconds. If you don't know an answer, you can pass. We'll come back to it if there's time left on the clock. First question's the 2-second song. Paulie will play you a little bit of music. You need to identify that song title with the number in the teens in it and the artist to score the point. Woods will go second. We'll compare scores. You beat or tie, and we'll put you into the drawing for Las Vegas. Craig, you ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right. Paul, you good to go? All right. Let's put 60 seconds on the clock. The category today is Teen Angst. Craig, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Woods.
Oh, yeah.
In which 1980 song did Steely Dan sing about the Cuervo Gold and the fine Colombian? And I don't think they were talking about coffee.
Oh, pass.
Alice Cooper sings about being on the cusp of adulthood, in which 1970 song that became the band's first influential hit.
I'm 15.
18. Which 1958 doo-wop hit by the Crests became a staple at coming-of-age birthday parties for decades?
16 Candles.
Correct. A rare Guns N' Roses track sung by Izzy Stradlin with Axl Rose only on chorus, which 1991 song is about the length of Stradlin and Rose's friendship at the time?
Oh. 13 years?
Oh, 14 years. Good guess, though. Go back to our 2-second song. Tough one. You did get the 16 Candles. I don't know if that's going to be enough, Craig, though. That was Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks. Hey 19 by Steely Dan. I'm 18 by Alice Cooper. 16 Candles you got, and 14 years. Let's bring Woods back in. This is a good category. I like this one. We'll see how Woods does without the benefit of the category knowledge. He's back in. Headphones are on. All right, let's put 60 seconds back on the clock. Woods, your time begins when Paul plays the music. Good luck. Let's take on Craig.
It's Edge of 17 by Stevie Nicks.
Correct. In which 1980 song did Steely Dan sing about the Cuervo Gold and the fine Colombian? And I don't think they were talking about coffee.
Hey 19?
Correct. Alice Cooper sings about being on the cusp of
18.
Correct. Which 1958 doo-wop hit by the Crest became a staple at coming-of-age birthday parties for decades?
What? Pass.
A rare Guns N' Roses track sung by Izzy Stradlin with Axl Rose only on chorus, which 1991 song is about the length of Stradlin and Rose's friendship
14
at the time.
years.
Correct. Which 1958 doo-wop hit by the Crests became a
69.
16 Candles. But you did get 4, and that is a win today for Woods in category Teen Angst. Edge of 17. Hey 19. I'm 18 or just 18. 16 Candles. And 14 years.
Sure. How did I miss 16 Candles?
I don't know. That's the only one. That's the only one Craig got.
Really? That GNR was
the
tough,
only one
dude.
that you missed. He was good. He guessed 15 years. Just good guess.
Oh,
But missed
so
it by one.
close.
I think he said it was close on a couple of them.
That's
but
close.
Not today. All right, we still have our one qualifier for the trip to Las Vegas, and Jerry Seinfeld will have another game for you in a new category in the mix tomorrow. All right, let's take a time out. When we come back, Jesse Agler with a season wrap-up, some wise words, hopefully, from Jesse before we all kind of have to say goodbye to him for a few months. I mean, he's not going anywhere, but, spending some time with his family and not on our radio every single day.
If he wants to call in every Tuesday,
Of course he can.
He can.
Of course he can.
Tuesday.
I won't be asked.
Come in and guest host a show one day if you'd
Ooh,
like.
it's a good idea.
But
I'll
I don't know
ask
that he
him.
wants to.
I'll
I think
ask
he
him.
just
Stay
wants to-
sharp,
Yeah, keep your reps.
I don't know
your
that
chops.
really helps you stay sharp for
Sure it
baseball
does.
play-by-play. But that's coming up next with Ben Woods on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. First, though, Woods and I want to remind you, it's been almost a year now. I think it was last December that we were first approached by Trust and Will with a simple question. Do you guys have your will or trust, your state documents in order? And we both said,
Nope.
No, we don't. And they said, well, you know that if you don't and something happens to you, the state will decide everything. What happens to your kids, what happens to your assets. It's a mess that you don't want to leave your family with. And there's now an easy, affordable way to avoid all of that.
No, it's exactly right. It's the off season, right? Baseball season's over. This is where you got to handle some business, take care of some business, and go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out. They keep it very simple for people such as myself that have a bit of a hard time online sometimes. They keep it very easy and make it very simple for you to do. So do that. Go to trustandwill.com. Use the code radio20 when you check out.
I know the price kind of scared me. I don't want to go to a lawyer's office. They charge so much, billable hours. You get a team. By the time you get thousands of dollars spent, not with Trust and Will. It's affordable. It's for everyone. It's simple. It doesn't take that much time, as Wood said, 20, 30, 40 minutes. Your mileage may vary, but just get it done and then put it away. Hopefully to not need it for a very long time, but somewhere where your family knows it's there. If something should happen to you, go to trustandwill.com. Use code radio20 at checkout at trustandwill.com.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Humul Casino Resort, now open.
Timely update from our friend Annie Halberin.
I saw that.
Tweeted, talked to Jason Adam before the season ended. He's staying in San Diego to rehab with the Padres for the offseason, use the facilities, trainers, etc. First time he's not going home to Kansas City for the offseason. Well, I mean, hopefully Jason Adam knows more than we do about the situation. But again, his contract status is up in the air given his arbitration number and the fact that they're going to have to come to a deal with him on a salary figure with so many unknowns going into the 2026 season.
All right.
But yeah, good.
You know who's not under arbitration is Jesse Agler.
Is he not?
I'd like to get to him.
He will get to Jesse Agler right after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danick.
Got an accident clearing stage, westbound 8 past the 125. Everything's over to the right shoulder. Kearneyville Road off ramp, northbound 163, a collision. Also traveling south on the coastline right before Leucadia. We have reports of a stalled car in the center divide. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, joining us right now on our David P. Shapiro fan hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. Is Jesse Agler,
who is not facing criminal charges. I just want, as far as I know, you're not.
But
facing,
if you ever were, Jesse,
good morning, Jesse.
Call David.
I know who to call. That's good, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Just like, King, Stallman, bail bond. Like we all have them. You talk about them. And how's the, how are you, number one?
I'm all right. Obviously a disappointing end. I'd love to be getting ready for a playoff game here tomorrow. I think, everybody feels the same way in town. And, you kind of allow yourself to imagine how electric Petco would be, for that game against the Brewers, game 3. Who knows how it would have gone the first 2 days. But, man, it's heartbreak for sure. I mean, a couple of years in a row where, you really felt like there was something there. It didn't happen. And really good reminders of how hard it is to win this whole thing. I was texting with, an announcer buddy of mine from another team last night who's definitely not in the playoffs. And, we were just kind of going back and forth about how impossibly difficult it is to go all the way and the amount of, luck and breaks that you need to sort of get there, and little things going your way and big things going your way, especially now with all these rounds. It's really, it's an arduous postseason, much more than it's ever been before. And obviously, especially if you're playing in the wild card round as the Padres were, if that's your situation, you really do leave yourself open there. And, I know with this format, the first couple of years, it felt like, the bye looked like something of maybe not an advantage. I think teams have figured it out enough now that we're past that. And I think if you polled 30 general managers and 30 managers, it would come back unanimous that, yeah, if we could get the bye, that'd be great. That's just something to keep in mind as we move forward here, because these best of three are gnarly. They can happen real fast.
I want to get the straight story from Jesse, because when the Padres season comes to an end, obviously fans are devastated. We count on the Padres for so many months for entertainment. Woods and I and Paul, we have to keep doing our show, but now we don't have our Padres, content and games to talk about. Sometimes there's a thought that, well, the fact that you get to go on vacation now softens the blow a little bit. But I don't really get the sense that that's true for the players or even anybody working for the team. Does it at all soften the blow knowing, well, we lost, but man, at least I get to start my off season a little bit early?
No, I don't think so. When you're on a team like this, look, if you're a team that, by May 1st, you're not going to make the playoffs, there might be a sense of relief that comes at the end. Like, all right, I can finally step away from this. What a grind it's been. But I think when you're a team that has legitimate World Series aspirations, whether you're a player, a coach, a member of the staff, a broadcaster, whatever, you've gotten it in your head that you're going to be busy for a while, and you're excited about that, and you get yourself pumped up for that. And so then when it doesn't happen, I think it's certainly something of a gut punch. So yeah, again, I think if you're on a non-contending team, I don't know that it's like, what word did you use? I think it's more of a relief than anything else. Like, all right, it's over. We can get on with the next thing. But I don't see it as a silver lining. I see it as a disappointment. Yeah.
Jesse, when the off season arrives and you are home, how much do you watch? You're a baseball watcher, right? You watch all the playoff games, I would imagine.
Yeah, I watch a lot.
I do too. Yeah. I do too. I can't turn it off. The games it's easier. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's an easier watch when your team's not in it.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, now I get to just make fun of every other team. The Cubs for folding, and the Phillies for folding, and the Dodgers for getting every break. I love the game, and playoff baseball is really an elite format. But when you look at the pods specifically, when it came down to it, man, we just didn't hit enough. And we were talking about it this morning, and we're like, how do you fix not being able to hit for like 3 to 5 games specifically in October? Like, what do you even work on? That's what makes it so confounding, because you look around and look, Shohei Ohtani's not off to the best start at the plate. Certainly he pitches as well, but Bryce Harper, Kyle Schwarber, Trey Turner, et cetera, the list goes on and on. There's players, the big money players aren't getting it done at the dish.
It's part of baseball, and it's part of the cruelty of the sport, and it's part of, that sort of luck thing I was saying earlier about the playoffs. And yeah, it's like every big Philly bat has been cold going back to last postseason. I know there was a tweet going around, I think, from one of the John Boy guys. This guy's 3 for 24. This guy's 2 for 22 of the Philly big name players. We obviously know how it went at the top of the order for the Padres in those 3 games against the Cubs. I think what the Cubs have, not scored more than 3 runs in a playoff game in forever, going back, I think, to at least 2020. Like, it's hard to hit in October because you're seeing elite pitching in October. And, really, no matter the shape and size and color of your offense, it is harder in the playoffs. Not to say you can't run into them here and there, because, we've seen the Brewers do what they've done the first 2 games, and the Blue Jays have teed off on the Yankees. So, like, it's possible to score runs. Don't get me wrong, but it's not a guarantee. And, you're either hot or you're not. And it feels like, at least this year, there's no in between. So I don't know that there is an answer to that question. You just have to go into the playoffs, I think, realizing in a way it's a totally different game. And, the kinds of pitching you're going to see is totally different. That second game in Chicago that the Padres won, the Cubs were shut out, right? And the 80 fastest pitches in that game were thrown by Padre pitching. The slowest fastball thrown by a Padre that day, is off the top of my head, I had it written down that night, I think was a Dylan C. sinker at like 95.5.
Wow.
And the Cubs couldn't touch him. That was the slowest fastball thrown, but that was the day Mason Miller struck out all the guys. That, that tells you what it's like in October. And maybe that's an extreme example, but I mean, most teams, most players have trouble with that. And, that's why every guy coming out of the bullpen these days, successful guy, looks, like something like a 98, 99 or above sort of dude. And it's harder than ever to do the hardest thing in sports, which is hit a baseball.
This is funny because in the chat, Tony and Nick both weighing in the middle of this interview saying, well, it's easy. You go fix the clubhouse problem, clubhouse culture. Now, about 5 days ago, I'm looking at my social media feed, and I see every single Philadelphia Philly at Christopher Sanchez's baby boy's birthday party. All the Phillies are there. Then the next night, Trey Turner had them all over for sushi at his house. Didn't matter. You still have to hit. The culture in Philadelphia is spectacular. They love each other. They pull for each other. They root for each other. They hang out together. They go out and get drunk together. They eat sushi together. They go to kids' birthday parties. They're still not hitting. So there
have been so many great clubhouse teams that have failed in the history of baseball, and there have been plenty of terrible clubhouse teams that have won the World Series. Look, does it help over the course of the long season? Absolutely. Think about any workplace. If you go into work every day and you hate the people you work with, you're going to be fairly miserable. And how could he not? Let's be real. How could he not? Exactly. But it doesn't prevent you from being able to do your job. If you're, mentally tough enough, and look, professional athletes are probably the toughest mental people in the world. They've got the strongest will and the strongest competitiveness and, this, especially in baseball, ability to overcome things all the time. So, I do think that that's something of a reach. That's also made, those guys are implying there was a problem with the Padre clubhouse culture. And I don't think that's the case at all. So, no, they didn't hit it. Maybe they were being sarcastic in your chat and laughing about it. But, it's just really hard to hit. And especially in a best of 3 or frankly, in a best of 5, arguably in a best of 7. If you have a bad couple of days, it can sink your season. And every team, every player has a bad couple of days. And, if it times up with this time of year, you're going to be in trouble.
Talking to Jesse Agler here, wrapping up the season. And I do want to wrap up how the series ended, Jesse, because it happened so quickly. The Padres are rallying in the 9th inning. Jackson Merrill homered. Xander Bogaerts got called out on that ridiculous pitch below the zone. Padres got the tying runs on base, and then it was all over. And, we've broken it down. The fans have broken it down. We heard some comments from Xander and Mike Schultz right after the game, but since then, not much. And I'm just wondering, what was the post game, kind of internally, and not necessarily, I don't know that you've talked to the players, but, you had the traveling party and Scan and, Dave Marcus and Tony Gwynn Jr. there about that last inning. And I'm not saying, an excuse that the Padres lost. There's other ways they could have won, but how important that call that went against them was, and what was kind of the feeling as you guys were packing things up and coming back the next morning.
I think, it was just anytime you're eliminated from the playoffs, it's just like this immediate emptiness that I feel, because you go from the constancy and then the switch is flipped and all of a sudden it's done. It's over. It's gone. And it's not going to be back until February. And it's sort of like what the breakdown of what happened or why. And obviously that call was brutal and it was critical in that inning. But I don't know, for me, it's like, you don't really start breaking down everything. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's over. And, you step back and you're like, can't believe it. And you're packing your bag in the booth. And it's like, I can't believe this is it. There's not another game tomorrow or the next day. The All-Star break is the only time all season where there's not either a game tomorrow or the next day. And now all of a sudden there's not a game for a few months. So I think it's more like that shock of it ending. And maybe it's because the last couple of times the Padres have been eliminated, it's been late game, close situations. Maybe if you get swept in a series and you're down 12-0 in the 9th inning of the last game, your brain has a little bit more time to prepare for it, but that's not been the case, the last few times the Padres have been there. So I don't know. I think it's just sort of like this general haze almost that you feel like you're in. You're sort of sleepwalking while you're packing up and walking out to the bus and all that. And I think it takes a couple of days to kind of shake out of that. It's just, like I said, it's almost a shock to the system that it's just all of a sudden over.
Yeah, it's so weird because normally this is the time of our segment where I'd be like, all right, Ben, what's the incorporator word for the day? No more incorporator for the year, Jesse, but you're off season. What does that entail? What do you do? You don't golf. You don't
dad
listen to
mode.
music. Just straight dad. Like, do you get to sleep in? Do you get to nap all day when your kids are at school?
I will try and steal a nap. Some days. First of all, it's the two things. One is get back into being like a present dad, because that doesn't happen during baseball season. And then try and get back in shape a little bit too. Like, the season is hard for
He's like
eating and
150
exercise.
pounds. Look at him. Back in shape, he says.
The season is not good for eating and exercise. So try and get those things on track. And those are like the two main goals, certainly.
A fun experiment would be for me to join you on every trip and then see what I look like today. Next year, I go with you every game. All right, we're going to weigh in Woods
the best thing for your health possible. You're running alongside Jesse through cities across the country.
I just go on the trips.
Yeah.
And then weigh me in at the end of the season.
I don't know if
like.
you hang out with Jesse, he's exercising on these trips.
Man.
I mean, you didn't really let yourself go, Jesse, is what we're trying to say.
Will you?
Thank you very much.
Are you? Would you ever be down? You don't have to. I'm not putting you on the spot here. Just
You're
live,
literally putting him
just
on the
live
spot.
on the radio to thousands of people. If you're bored and you get bored and you want to come in and hang out, we would love to have you come hang out for like an hour and do like.
Yeah. No, I'd love to do that.
Okay. I've always wanted you to come in and chill and shoot the breeze.
If you
for a
tell
while.
me it's okay, I will text you in like a month or so.
Yeah, a month or so. Give you a little time to breathe.
Yeah, for sure.
No, you're the best.
Nice.
Done.
Do you think he really means it?
No, he's so mad right now.
Is he mad right now? He's gonna text me later. How dare you?
He's
On the spot.
I'd be happy to do it.
What-
Because I like when Major Garrett is there. Like when we've
Yes.
done that a couple times.
Yep.
Or
We just
Brett
had Buddy
Boone or
Black.
whoever.
Yeah, we just had Buddy
Yeah,
Black
I
for
heard
an
that
hour.
when we were in Chicago.
Oh, that's right. We
How
were
great
texting.
is he, by the way?
He was amazing.
best.
Yeah. He was amazing.
Oh.
He was amazing.
he's
So
the
yeah, we'll make that happen. I want Jesse Agler deserves that same treatment. The hour long, stretch your legs a little bit.
Jesse Hagler.
Yeah. Marvin
Hagler. What's a hobby of Jesse's though? Like, now that you have time for hobby, you got to have something, right?
I mean, I treat the exercise as like the main, sort of
Hobby, yeah.
extracurricular activity. And then, it's like, all right, get some random stuff done, do a little reading. I like to read. I'll crush some books in the off
You
season.
do the Wordle, or crosswords, or anything?
Like, what are you watching?
Yeah, are you watching stuff, catching up on
Non-sports.
Nah, it's almost all sports. If there's like a random Netflix show we get into at night or something, we'll watch that. But it's, I like the other thing is like at night, with the West Coast thing, most of the sports is happening during like kid dinner, kid bedtime. So if there's something I really want to watch, it's kind of like, all right, I'll have the iPad on in the kitchen while, I'm doing dinner or whatever for the kids. But it's an incredibly boring existence is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's wake up early with the kids, get them off to school, take them, go work out, come back, do some busy work, some laundry, put some stuff away, clean up. Like, that's it. It's like, I'm a stay-at-home dad. It's kind of nothing exciting.
It feels like such a long off season now, but we've had the experience before where Woods and I wake up, all of a sudden it's the holidays, and then it's January. We're heading out to fantasy camp, and then like 5 minutes later it's spring training.
Yeah.
And we're starting over again. So enjoy the off season when you've got it here, Jesse. A little too soon, sooner than we wanted, but we do appreciate everything you've done with us all year long, as always. Thank you so much.
We love you, dude. Appreciate you, man.
Pleasure mine. Always great to hang out with you guys and talk to the tier ones, and look forward to hanging in the studio.
Yeah,
maybe like January.
All right, January. You got
January.
it.
Kidding.
Oh, that's fine. I was like, that's fine.
November. We can do November.
November, December. That'll work.
Whenever.
All right, buddy.
Jesse Agler, voice of the Padres.
The best. I knew he wouldn't. I knew he wanted. Everybody wants to come in and hang out for an hour. Everybody does. They want to come in and hang out for an hour.
You make it sound so fun.
It is fun. Everybody has fun when they come in here and shoot. And it goes by quick. It goes by so quick when they come in.
Like, I feel weird asking for 2 hours of their time.
How
but
about
I know,
5?
Right?
How about this plus a round table?
Like, when Buddy Black's like, yeah, when do you want me? I'm like, well, dude, 8 to 10 would be great, but I don't want to ask her to take your whole morning. I'm like, yeah, an hour sounds good.
But then an hour is never quite
never
enough.
enough.
I knew it would be.
It's never enough.
Never
God,
quite
Jesse
enough.
is the greatest. The greatest.
All right, you guys all got duped, by the way. I'll tell you about it here.
What?
I saw that.
Oh.
They'll have an update on the second decision in the rival report coming up next year on 97.3 The Fan. Our thanks again to Jesse Agler one last time until we get him in studio, hopefully coming up here in a few weeks during the off season, but let him unwind a little bit and decompress after a long, 7.5 months, from the time he shows up for the first spring training games in February until the end of the season. Yeah, you're looking at like 7.5 months of straight work almost every single day.
WBC this year or next year, so everything will be up, moved
even
up
earlier,
another week or two.
Spring training is accelerated this year a little. Well, no, it starts earlier and then it kind of goes a little bit slower because of you lose players. I wonder how many Padres are going to be in the WBC this year.
Man,
I think quite a few again.
It's the weirdest thing because
0 if I had my way.
Yeah. If like as a fan, as a fan, I'm like,
but
yes,
then
the WBC.
Then there would be no WBC if everyone felt like, I love it, but not my players. Well,
told you how I feel about
then
it.
no one goes. They got
to change something.
I love Paul Skeens and I love the WBC. I love it. I'm so into it.
Skeens is in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Paul Skeens. I can't wait for it.
First chance to play in a meaningful game.
Yes.
In his career.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I'm sure he did in college, games he considered.
Yeah.
Did he win a College World Series?
With LSU? Did they got to the College World Series? Yeah.
But anyway, like it's you get so nervous watching your guys. You're like, oh, cool. You guys are going to have to go play some extra games. I don't know. I mean, we did see Sandy Alcantara get hurt. We saw Edwin Diaz get hurt in the WBC. It's brutal. Like
didn't Fernando Tatis Jr. miss the last one, correct? So
the WBC?
So this would be his first chance to play in it for the Dominican.
Skeens did win college.
He did win
2023.
It's funny too, because I meant to ask Jesse this, and it's something we can have the conversation about. I don't want to eat up too much of the round report, but something to think about. With the core of our team getting a little bit older, the Xanders, the Mannies, would we be better served next year? Would they be better served? And I want to ask them, it's going to be a delicate question. Manny Machado, especially. You love playing 160 games a year. I love that you do that. I love it. Would you be better served managing your load better next year? Would you be better? Do you feel like you'd be better prepared and healthier in October, which is where you've struggled, which a lot of guys do, but
it's funny because this notion of load management seems so modern in sports.
Yeah.
NBA playing less, baseball. When I was growing up, regulars rarely played on Sundays. It was always the backups on Sunday day games. Like you play 5 or 6 and then you take Sunday off or at least rotate around. I mean, everybody they
manage their
a day off all season long. And that was how it was just done. And you just put your B squad in on Sundays, your backups would all play and everyone, would have a chance at least once a week to get off their feet. And somehow at some point they started going away from that and you played your best lineups almost every single day.
Thanks, Cal Ripken.
Exactly.
No, I just wonder, like,
you only have 4 bench spots. One of them's a catcher. So I mean, not everybody's going to get a day off anyways.
Correct. I just want, again, for him specifically, like knowing what he goes through to get on the field for 158, right? Would he be better served at playing 130? And would he be fresher in October? And because you're fresher in October, you're maybe could perform better. I don't know.
But do you get to October?
Do you get to October playing 130 games?
If you only play your stars 130 games nowadays.
What is it, 6-month season for 24-ish weeks, call it, 25 weeks? I mean, if you took one day off a week, 25 games. That's that 155, that 160 is now, 135,
140,
somewhere in that range.
Yeah, it's an interesting, and again, I think he'll look at me and go, "You're out of your mind. I need to be out there for my team." Like, yeah, okay, I get it. I'm just curious. Like, I just say this as a guy that I can't get up out of a chair without something pulling at 50. Like everything I do, I'm just in constant pain, and I don't play 150 games a year.
Before we get to the round of report, our Barker 333 in our chat reminded me. He said Tatis on a decline. His numbers haven't been the same since he got busted for PEDs. Reminded me I wanted to congratulate Fernando Tatis Jr. for being named a finalist for the Henry Aaron Award for National League Most Valuable Player this year.
What a terrible, terrible fall from grace.
On that decline.
It's a terrible fall from grace.
He was named as one of the finalists in the National League as the most valuable. Now, he won't win the award this year, but played well enough that he is being considered as one of the best players in
nobody wants
that. Baseball.
No, nobody wants
If you want to call that decline, then that's a good kind of decline.
Yeah, I wish I could decline like that.
He's still an MVP candidate.
Correct.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. 6 WAR seasons, pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah. The home run numbers were down.
Yeah, home run numbers are down.
That's what was down a little bit. Otherwise, things look pretty good.
Yep.
For the MVP candidate. All right, Paulie, a little roundel report for you.
And get things started here with our today's edition of the Rindle Report.
Now tuned into the greatest.
Welcome to the Rindle Report with Paul Rindle.
Hi, Paul.
All right.
2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Rindle Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. It's the Rindle
All
Report. Brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Let's see, gentlemen, let's take a break from Major League Baseball. We'll get right back to it in just a second. Pretty good Monday Night Football game last night. The primetime games, I think every single game this year in the NFL that I've seen, at least, whether Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night, they've been outstanding. And another one yesterday with the 3-1 Jaguars hosting the 2-2 Kansas City Chiefs.
Pet peeve. I'm sorry. Jaguars.
Oh, God. Nothing like getting red pen.
I'm sorry.
Right?
It's a pet peeve.
Right
it's just
in the middle of your segment,
Right.
Paulie. I apologize.
Jaguars.
What did he say?
Jaguars.
The Jacksonville Jaguars.
The Jags.
That's fine, too. Just there's no way you can make that word into Jaguars. I'm just saying.
Okay.
There's no letter in it that would elicit the sound of wire in it. I'm sorry. It's just pet peeve. Go ahead.
What are your thoughts on the word lasagna?
Is it silent G in lasagna?
Lasagna. Salmon.
Duval.
We'll just call him Duval.
Dude, I love him.
Liam Cohen.
Liam Cohen.
He's a character.
He's doing well, though.
He's doing very well. They are 4-1. They beat the Chiefs last night. Patrick Mahomes led the Chiefs on what could have been a game-winning drive. They left some time on the clock. They took a 28-24 lead with 1:45 to go. And Trevor Lawrence was looking like it was his college days again. He was really, really something last night and had one of the crazier plays. There's about 30 seconds left. Now they had it 1st and goal, so they had plenty of chances to punch it in there for a game-winning touchdown. And on the play that they actually scored on, Trevor Lawrence takes the snap, turns to face like his running back, falls on his face, completely flat on the turf, gets up, scrambles, and runs it in for the game winner. For ended up being the walk-off win. And you're thinking that is a busted down play. When he's on the ground, you're like, just stay on the ground. We'll try again. On the ground. It's
but
2nd and goal
left. So if he did,
how much time was left?
Like 20 seconds.
It was 30 when they snapped.
Yeah, they snapped it. So they're going to have to hurry and rush that last play if he just stays on the ground. I mean, I'm usually told in NFL defense, you give them like a fraction of a second, they're on you.
Yeah.
He fell over twice and still had time to get up and score the touchdown. Where are the defenders?
He said he panicked.
Try to get up. Can't get up. Get it back
Did
up.
somebody step on his foot?
Yeah, the center stepped on his foot as he went back. Oh, God. It's like everything you don't want to do on an offensive play, and it resulted in the game-winning touchdown.
Incredible.
It's kind of just been that way for the Chiefs this year. They've been okay, but they are not that same team that we've seen. Now I think there's still plenty of time left in football.
Yep.
There's still time for them to turn it around. And
4-1 for the Jaguars.
Is that right?
Jaguars.
Is that right? Jaguars.
Just want to make sure we get it right.
All right.
All right, that's
There's just no I sound in there. UAR. War. Or you are.
Jaguars.
Jaguar or Jaguar, but that's not what. It's not an I. Not wire. I know. I'm being kind of a jerk this segment.
A little bit.
Being a jerk to our chat. Being a jerk to Paulie.
Are you being a jerk? Yeah, that's all right.
Just being kind of a jerk
You're
right
just
now.
kind of a jerk.
By the way, there's 7 teams will make the playoffs in each conference in the NFL. You look at the AFC and you go, Kansas City kind of in trouble now at 2-3. But who are your playoff teams? I mean, Buffalo for sure. I mean, Indy and Jacksonville, they're both 4-1. Are we sure they're going to make the playoffs?
I mean, the way Daniel Jones is playing, he could win the Super Bowl.
Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers at 3-1. All right, they're definitely in. Chargers and Broncos, and I mean, you still need one more playoff team after all this. Is it the Patriots? The Bengals don't look like a playoff team. The Ravens are 1-4. Could they come back from 1-4? I mean, you need 7 playoff teams, and I don't see them right now in the AFC.
Amazing.
All right, we'll switch over to Major League Baseball. We've got a couple of ALDS games today, and I'm sure we will dive into those a little bit more before the end of the show, but haven't gotten an update that I've seen yet. What's going on with Josh Naylor? Did you guys see this yesterday? He did not travel with the Seattle Mariners to Detroit.
Yes.
He did not fly with the team. Dan Wilson, manager of the Mariners, said that he is dealing with a personal matter.
It's paternity, dude.
Is it paternity?
Yes.
He just said, because they just said it's a personal matter and we'll know
Why
more
did
tomorrow.
they get so weird about
That's
this?
what I'm saying. Okay, if it's just paternity, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But like the way that this all kind of came out,
it was like it was almost like he got drunk and missed the plane.
Right.
You're like, what is going
had
on?
A baby?
She's having a baby. She's in Arizona expecting the couple's first child.
I mean, I was like, did his house get robbed?
I
Like,
know,
we've seen that
but he
happen
is
with
expecting
athletes.
to play.
No,
he's not.
He didn't travel with the team. He may.
Is he going to get there late and still play?
My wife is seething right now.
The last that I saw was written yesterday evening, and Dan Wilson said, we'll know more tomorrow. I'm like,
yeah, he's not traveling with us. And so that's how he presents the message. Josh Naylor will not be traveling with
dealing
the
with
team.
a personal matter.
He's dealing with a personal
and
matter.
we'll know more
and
tomorrow.
We'll know more tomorrow. I'm like, drug problem? Fall off the wet? Like, what happened here? You know, you think about how weird stuff happens like that. And I went, oh, man, I love Josh Naylor. I hope he's okay. And they're like, yeah, he's having a baby. I'm like, oh, why don't you just say Josh Naylor's wife's expecting their first child. He may meet us in.
I'm torn here. Obviously, it's an important life moment. And if it was the regular season, you absolutely take days off. Bryce Harper's wife had a baby this week.
Oh, did she? This week?
Fourth baby. But he didn't take any paternity leave. He just stayed and was playing in the playoffs.
Fourth, though. The fourth, I don't even know if you know their name. That's what at least my friends with 4, they're like, I've never bought him clothes. I don't know where he gets his clothes. I have no idea. He changes his own diapers.
Number 4.
Like, I have no idea.
It's just announced the pregnant. I thought they gave birth this week. K-Law says Bryce Harper just announced the pregnancy.
Oh, okay.
Why would they announce a pregnancy? Is that something
people
you
get
do?
excited about their kids? Some of us do, at least. My wife hates paternity.
They had a baby. Philly star Bryce Harper welcomes 4th child with baseball-related name.
My wife gets so mad when she hears players leaving in the season to go be at the birth of their child. And I'm like, why would that bother you? She's like, you're unnecessary. We don't go do your job and the kid will be here when you. I'm like, I wouldn't have missed that for the world.
His name is Hayes 3 Harper.
Hayes 3 Harper.
Hayes 3. THREE, like Bryce Harper's number.
Nice,
is
that's
his
cool.
middle name. 3.
Cool. That's cool. So I think, Josh is okay. His wife can have a kid.
Weird messaging.
And I think now they're going from Seattle to Detroit. So he is in Arizona, and then he'll probably just jump a flight for
I would think
the games tonight, right? Is he? And they're just like, let's go! Let's go! Push! No. It's not time to push. Push! I'd be a wreck.
Did they schedule like a birth on the day off? Yes, just so
I don't know.
Then it's done, and he moves on with the team.
That's crazy though if he misses a playoff game. But I would do it.
I mean, people are still talking about
him at all. It was just
Sandy
weird.
Koufax missing a World Series game for Yom Kippur.
Mariners fans probably melting down yesterday. And what the hell's going on? All right, and then finally we will update a story from earlier today on Don't Do This. We talked about LeBron James posting a cryptic message yesterday on his social media channels, a short video, teaser of him sitting down in a chair, very similar to 2010, whenever that was. And it said the second decision is coming. I was a little bit off. I did say that a lot of people were speculating that it was an ad. It's a promotion. It's for Amazon Prime, today's Prime big deals or something. It was an ad. It was not for Amazon. Here is the latest 30-second or 60-second ad from Hennessy featuring LeBron James. Second decision.
Well, everyone's on pins and needles across the country. You ready to go, LeBron? Where's the powder?
Left it at home.
LeBron, fans want to know where you're taking your talents this year. What's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is tough. In this fall, I'm going to be taking my talents to Hennessy VSOP.
VSOP? And this was the conclusion you woke up with this morning?
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Why?
I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win more at hosting. And not only that, win at signature cocktails, win at having a good time, win at impressing guests, win at making memories, win at making it look easy, win at leaving people wanting more.
LeBron, appreciate it.
Remember that someone bought like an $80 Laker ticket for $500 for the last game, thinking he was about to announce this was his final season.
That's on them.
Someone overpaid $400 for a Laker ticket because of a cheesy Hennessy ad.
That is such a tired move.
I know who they're going to blame it on. They're going to blame it on the Henry.
Blame it on the Henry. He's giggling the whole time when he's doing
Blame it on the Henry. That's an old.
That is about as old as it gets.
That was one of the first Ben Reed's raps, yes. And I was reading, and it was supposed to be Henny, but I didn't know what Henny was.
That Jamie Foxx song. Blame it on the juice. Blame it on the goose. Blame it on the Henny.
Yeah.
And Ben said, "Blame it on the goose. Blame it
on the Henry."
No, it's actually Henny.
Poor reading skills by
Your
yours
reading
truly.
did improve.
It has gotten better.
I just don't understand how anybody could get a Henry out of the word Henny.
Yeah.
Well, an N and an R,
moron?
lowercase N and an R.
Turnabout.
Henny isn't a
Turnabout's
Henny
fair
really
play.
isn't a word. Henry is a name. Henny is not really a word that I was familiar with.
Yeah.
So I saw it. I saw Henny. I saw Henry.
Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henry.
Henry.
Yeah.
I didn't know what Henny was.
The Henry.
The Henry.
Blame it on the Henry.
Thank you, Paulie. Sorry about the pronunciation.
Hey,
no problem. Hopefully you'll do better next time.
I will say I am a huge LeBron James fan. I think he's the greatest basketball player of all time. I've enjoyed watching his entire career. And I think with the microscope that he's been under since like age 14, there's one thing that the biggest thing that bothers me about him. He's very corny. He can be very, very like he's a great basketball player. He seems like a great dad. Like just seems like a genuinely like decent dude. But man, does he like to get corny sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's no defense of that.
No.
But I also was in no way surprised by that. That seems like something that he would do. And I think if you can go 20 plus years under that type of spotlight, and the worst thing people could probably say about you is, you made one stupid like PR decision 15 years ago, and that you're just a little weird and corny sometimes, I think you're probably doing okay.
Yeah, agreed.
Let's take a time out. We are going until 10 o'clock today. If you'd like, we can revisit the Padres and their evaluation of what went wrong this season, as promised by owner and chairman John Seidler. We'll get to all of that coming up after a check of traffic here on 97.3 The Fan. First, though, I get to tell you about sdfatloss.com. That was the way I lost 40 pounds in 60 days a couple of summers ago. But what's been amazing is that I kept all the weight off now for over 2 years. And I really do credit the maintenance strategies that I learned from sdfatloss.com, because I lost the weight eating real food from the grocery store, stuff that I liked, a lot of chicken, had some steak, had some fish, but a lot of chicken. That's fine. I could do it for 2 months, lost the weight fast. But since I wasn't switching from prepackaged meals or shakes or bars to regular food, it made such a difference for me that it was so much easier when I was no longer trying to lose weight and just maintain the weight loss. That was a game changer. Absolutely. You can find out how it works for you. Set up a free consultation by going to sdfatloss.com. They'll explain the program, how to jumpstart your metabolism with no exercise and no injections. You know what they don't tell you about those injections? You can lose some weight But if you stop taking them, you're going to gain the weight back. Do you want to take injections with potential side effects, like muscle loss for the rest of your life? Or do you want to lose the weight quickly, safely, and sustainably with SDFatLoss.com? That was my choice. It should be yours as well. So many tier ones have lost thousands of pounds here in San Diego. You can be next by going to SDFatLoss.com. Set up your free consultation at SDFatLoss.com. Results may vary.
Hey player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
Got a little update for you. According to MLB, Josh Naylor is in the lineup for the Seattle Mariners. So presumably has made his way to Detroit for game 3 of the American League Division Series. That's the early game today. That one starts at 1:08 our time. Logan Gilbert on the mound against Jack Flaherty of the Detroit Tigers. I was checking to see lineups. I also saw the Detroit Tigers revealing their playoff menus, their special menu items for the playoffs, and this just looks horrible. In section 132 of
not where I thought you were going.
I was like, what's
section 132 of Comerica Park, they are offering the Tipsy Pumpkin, which is an actual carved small pumpkin, and they pour in bourbon spiced pumpkin syrup mixed with maple and vanilla flavors and a cinnamon stick. It's an actual pumpkin. The real pumpkin.
How do you like that gig? I'm here to work the playoffs. What do you have me doing? You're back there carving mini pumpkins.
You're scooping out.
Are you joking? You're joking.
With the Tipsy Pumpkin.
Can I just say that this is that time of year where my kids love pumpkins. My wife loves pumpkins. You'll find me doing this move.
Backing away slowly.
Slinking away.
Pumpkins smell gross.
They smell ass.
So bad.
And every year, Dad, we gonna carve some pumpkins. I'm like, what?
I mean, how bad does that drink?
Gotta make a phone call.
that drinks must smell horrible. All these rotting pumpkins around Comerica Park. That's a real pumpkin.
I cannot stand. It's
hideous.
That's repulsive.
That's hideous.
You have to drink it out of a pumpkin.
Slurping up slime, pumpkin slime.
And then what are they going to do?
The little strings in there. Oh.
It's just awful.
Who wants to be the person that has to gut those things? Is there a machine?
I don't know if there's a machine, but I mean, just think
how many are they gonna sell? 3 max. What is that? Oh, it's one of those pumpkin strands. That's legit one of the worst ballpark meals or drinks I've ever seen.
It makes the orange.
What do they surround it with? Onion rings?
It makes
what
the
is
orange
that?
and blue slider look really tasty.
Those drinks are only $75.
Right.
That would be seared tenderloin, blue cheese aioli, and pepper bacon jam on an orange-colored bun.
I'll eat that.
I mean, better than the pumpkin. You also have the tiger tail, which is a hand-breaded foot-long corn dog with coney chili, shredded cheese, diced onion, and mustard drizzle. Fine. Tiger tail, I'm there for. The pumpkin cocktail, no thank you.
My wife says in the chat, Ben in rare form today. Ooh, boy, what a mood. Yeah. He really is. He's fired up.
So that's the early game. And then the 5:00 game today, Blue Jays at Yankees. Yankees with their season on the line, down 2-0. Shane Bieber taking the mound, trade deadline acquisition for the Blue Jays against Carlos Rodon of the Yankees at 5:08 as they try to keep their season alive.
I'd like to see some of these series go beyond the 3-game sweep. I would. I want more baseball all the time. So I'd like to see some teams extend these series today.
Saw this tweet about the Yankees this morning from Buster Olney. He said, in George Steinbrenner's time as owner of the Yankees, he fostered the Steinbrenner doctrine. If you don't win the World Series, your season is a complete failure. Generations of Yankees fans believe that. One who apparently does not subscribe to the Steinbrenner doctrine, Hal Steinbrenner, current owner of the team. He has a more nuanced view of success.
There is a nuance to success. There is. I mean,
there has to be.
I can't get mad at us if our show's not number one
every single
month.
time.
No, I don't look at those months as failures. I also don't, if we finish 4th or something, I'm like, all right, well, that sucks. We can do better than that. But, I think baseball is different. And I feel like with the Padres, until you get one, it has to be a failure. There's levels.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
There's.
But once you win one, it's not like then you lower your standards.
No,
okay,
you don't. It's a good point.
Now we're good for a while. Then you're just going to want another one.
But I think, like we just talked about the Phillies, right? They went World Series, CS, DS, right? And the Padres went
in 22 LCS,
LCS,
NLDS last year.
We're going backwards, not forwards. We want to go forward. So
it's a zero-sum game, though. Only one team can win the World Series. Only 2 teams get there. Only 4 teams get to the LCS.
But it's like I look at it a little bit like the Final Four, right? I do. Like if you make the World Series, it's a damn successful season. Damn successful. You win a pennant. That's a really successful season.
And there's not too many teams that can even be too upset with an LCS appearance.
It's true. The Final Four, if
that
you
would
will.
be the Final Four.
Yeah, if you make the Final Four, that's pretty damn good.
You're grading on a curve. If the Dodgers don't win the World Series this year, given their payroll, given their expectations going into the season, it's going to be hard to call the Dodgers season a success.
Yeah, it's different for everybody.
Yeah.
And the goalposts move even during the season.
The goalpost moves for everyone. It moves for ownership. It moves for the fans. It moves for
the Padres. Goalpost at the beginning of the year was just get to the dance.
Yeah.
Then you made all these moves, and it was like, all right, well, they didn't trade everybody they have to acquire guys like Mason Miller and all these other
to win
players
one game
just to get eliminated in the first round of the playoffs.
In George's day, George Steinbrenner's day, the Yankees were outspending everybody.
Yep.
They had great manager. They had a captain. Yeah, it was World Series or bust back then. Nowadays, the Yankees have advantages, but they're not heads and shoulders above other teams. The Red Sox.
Their TV deal helps a lot.
It does.
But they don't. He also doesn't. He spends money, certainly, but he doesn't spend like his dad did. His dad would just throw money at anybody and everybody that he thought could help. And he was happy to absorb the loss. He wasn't happy, but he would absorb the losses and do it again. Cohen's a little bit like that. We know how they operate in LA. They've been fiscally smarter about it, but the number is still astronomical. It's an astronomical figure and well above what other people spend and can spend. So you wonder, Ben, if you're the Dodgers and you get what's their TV deal worth a year, 300?
Yeah, something like that.
Right.
I mean,
you're like
billions over multiple years.
Yeah. 300 million a year. You should be spending at a minimum $300 million a year. If that's what you get.
If that's all you spent,
if that's all you spent,
profit on
you'd be making
every
profit.
dollar, every ticket sale,
correct,
every merchandise, every concession, which, they spend more than that now with luxury tax and everything, quite a bit more than that. But I promise you, the Dodgers are not losing money.
No, God, no. No, they're making money hand over fist.
I can't promise you the Padres made money.
I can't either.
They may have lost money this year.
100%.
Especially without getting any home playoff dates.
That's right. That's right.
And it's hard to complain about ownership if they're losing money, if they're putting enough into the team that they're risking at least losing money in their pursuit of winning. To me, that's what you're at least hoping for from ownership. And I think they did that this year.
Yeah. And again, we said earlier about some of these guys and how you fix what's gone wrong in October. I don't know that there's a good solution other than keep giving them opportunities to fix it in October. They talk all the time in season about the opportunities. Like we all watch those games, right? Where they, oh man, we were 1 for 17 with runners in scoring position. You lose 4-2. And you're like, geez, man, we really blew that one, but at least we got 17 guys in the scoring position. There's something to build on. I think you keep getting to October and honestly, you have to hope the sun shines in your way.
I don't know if I agree with JH619. He says no MLB owner pulls in negative. I think there are teams that do lose money. Not every team, obviously.
But it's the valuation of them are
now overall, if your franchise value is going up and you can sell the team for a profit, your net equity is going up. It's not a bad business, but on a year-to-year basis, I think a handful of teams do lose money in Major League Baseball, at least on a yearly basis. Now, semantics of it all. If you're, let's say you own a house, if the value of your house is going up, but you're still owing credit card debt and you can't necessarily, unless you don't want to sell your house and you want to stay living in your house, you want to stay owning the team, then you're losing the money right then. Yeah, eventually you can sell your house and pay off your debts.
It all off.
But if you don't want to leave your house, then you can't really do anything with that money, that value that you're generating right now.
It's like Chris says, they're not transparent for a reason. Nobody's opening up their books. Nobody wants to see what
Chris, let's see your checking account right now.
The valuation of what a team is worth. I mean, and look, the players are savvy enough to know what the organizations are worth, which is why there's going to be a work stoppage here in the next year, because they know that these guys make money. They know they do. It's not, again, it's the always the perception from the Dick Monforts of the world and the Bob Nuttings of the world that they're standing on the corner with a tin cup, and they're not. They're not. Bob Nutting could sell the Pirates and make a lot of money, for multi-generational money. Dick Manford could sell the Rockies and make a lot of money. Doing it. So,
but they're no longer in that fraternity. It's
correct.
Baseball owners.
It's hard for anybody to look at them. You shouldn't look at them and say, man, I feel bad for these guys. Now, I will say this. I've said this before, and I stand by it. I said it to a buddy the other day. What did we pay Drew Pomeranz? $40 million.
A lot of money.
And he threw nothing. What did
we didn't pay him that much.
36?
Double check. They spend a lot of money on
that seemed like too much. Let's see. Over the past few years. Let's see. It's been a couple of years, right? Come on.
Drew Pomeranz contract. Just look that up.
I know. The internet's going very slowly right now. It's doing that spinning thing on me.
So
he signed a 4-year, $34 million.
38 or 432.
32? Okay, 32.
434.
So
it would suck.
80 a year.
It would suck. It would suck over and over and over to be stroking checks for no production. Like, it would suck as an owner. I do it. I'm not at that rate, but I do it all the time. Spending all that money to get nothing in return from these players, but you can't look at it that way. You can't look at it as I had to pay Eric Hosmer $39 million the last 3 years to not do anything for my team. You can't look at it that way. No one's going to feel bad for you. You have that money to spend.
Cost of doing business,
100%, Benny. But they make money. Their franchises are worth money. They don't always run them the right way. And I think the way that it's been done here in San Diego is certainly an interesting case study. You put a winning product, an exciting product on the field, you get to the playoffs. It just can't be enough. Just getting there can't be enough. And I do agree that I said it earlier, I stand by it. When they say they want to win a World Series, I believe them. I do believe them. And I've seen enough action. They don't stand pat, man. They don't. Now, they add guys that I may not agree with, and some of them work, some of them don't. But I do believe them when they say they want to win a World Series and they're trying to win a World Series. I do.
All this good sports talk and the Fan presented by Paramount Plus. You can't count on much, but you can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS and Paramount Plus. Watch your local NFL game live every Sunday all season long. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started today.
Yeah, think about the guy in LA, Artie Moreno. Imagine stroking a check for Anthony Rendon. Imagine being Dick Manford and stroking that check to Chris Bryant every year. I mean, it's enough to make you want to die. You couldn't do it. You could not do it.
Tough.
It would break you.
Colonel budget.
Would break you. Shoestring budget.
Wouldn't be a great owner.
You would be a horrible owner.
Be a great owner.
And a horrible GM. Be a good bench coach.
Owners love me, though.
They do.
Because I can see it from their perspective sometimes.
Correct.
All right, let's take a timeout. We'll come wrap things up, get you set. We'll have another smorgasbord, more Padres topics to get to tomorrow as well. Stay tuned. Ben and Woods going until 10 o'clock here on 97.3 The Fan.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. GEGE 0000466. For a full list of games and rules, play at 7 Mile Casino. Visit 7milecasino.com.
Also makes me somewhat cautious at the card tables as well, being Ben.
I've played poker with you, yeah.
I enjoy playing poker.
How are you going to lose to a guy that's never played poker before in me?
It happens
at a tournament.
It does happen.
It did happen.
I tend to be somewhat tight with the chips when I'm at the table. It's a strategy, conservative strategy.
If you ever play Ben, just raise. He's going to fold every time.
But then when I come back on top of you, you probably know I've got the hand.
Save that forever. Save that forever.
My God.
Wow. 7 Mile Casino is, of course, what we're talking about.
Re-raise.
Why wouldn't we? No, it's a great place to go. Check it out for yourself. Just 7 minutes from downtown. Great food, friendly dealers, all the card games that you are looking for.
Perfect atmosphere as well. It is light. It's airy. Beautiful patio right on San Diego Bay. No smoking. No slot machines. Great staff. They take care of their high-limit players really well. You get a 35% discount on food order while you're playing from Sammy's at 7 Mile. You can order off that 24/7 players menu, which is absolutely delicious. Try the Kung Pao chicken. It's my favorite on that menu. It has been for years. Check it out today. 7 Mile Casino, just 7 minutes from downtown.
Hey, player, this is all yours. This room with this view. This speakeasy with this cocktail. Hey, could you make that too? The spa with this. Ah. And this pool on this roof. This is all for you. The all-new Hamul Casino Resort, now open.
We're not going to do this for next year. I'll tell you that right now. Or in here arguing, Ben's taking the side of all the owners, and
he's really taking the side of the owners.
1,000%.
It's hard to decide what revenues really should be included. You know, people were talking in the chat like, well, you know, a lot of owners own land around their ballparks. Yeah. The Atlanta Braves, Padres own, you know, some of the parkade stuff, and when you're filling up parking lots for Padres games, it feels like, yeah, the players are part of that. Now, if you also own a parking lot in Oceanside, you know, no one's coming, you know, filling that up to go to a Padres game. That shouldn't necessarily be included in baseball revenues. What is baseball revenue? What is not baseball revenue? If I own a separate business other than the Padres, I own a chemical plant, and that's doing really, really well. If I'm a baseball player, I can't point. You're making billions, on making turpentine. You should be paying me more. Well, so if I play for a team and the owner's business goes belly up, should they not be paid as much for playing baseball because their owner all of a sudden is, you know, losing tons of money in their
baseball
other
has to step in like they did with the Dodgers and Frank McCourt and bail them out.
But again, it shouldn't matter.
There's
the
bad
baseball
businessmen
players
that own baseball. There's bad businessmen that own baseball,
but it shouldn't
and
cost,
football teams.
It shouldn't cost baseball players money to do that. You know, they should be paid on what they're helping bring in, right? And they should be paid everything on what they're helping bring in revenue-wise for the owners, because that's why people are coming to see the games,
right?
But it shouldn't cost them if their owner's other business is doing poorly. Like, we had a bad quarter in, you know, my other business, so we're going to cut your salary as a baseball player.
They don't do that. You ever see anybody cut salaries?
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. But then the owners are saying, well, if I have a good quarter in my other business, you can't ask me for a raise.
That's not what they're saying. They're saying we don't want to pay you guys what we're paying you. That's what they're saying. They're not saying I'm worried about my laundromats. They're saying we're not making what you think we're making.
I don't think that there's anything on the table that's going to lower baseball salaries in the CBA. I think owners are trying to just keep them from going up even faster than they're already going up. There's no taking the genie's not going back in the bottle on baseball salaries.
But they're, you know, and we don't even really know what's being asked both parties right now.
I mean, when the owners want a salary cap and players push back against that, it's not like, oh, the salary cap's going to be $50 million this year for the whole team.
Correct.
It's going to be an astronomically high figure, even if there is a salary cap, and baseball players are still going to say, no, we don't want a $300 million salary cap because we don't want anything that could possibly limit the salaries.
Prohibit our earnings.
It's going to be an astronomically high number of payroll, whatever it is. Now we're talking about degrees here between the players and the owners. All right, let's check traffic. We'll A couple of minutes left. Let's spin the topic wheel.
Spin it.
When we get back on 97.3 The Fan.
From the 855 Get Ross Traffic Center, protecting San Diego after accidents or injury, here's Kelly Danek.
Well, the roads seem to be winding down pretty nicely. All I got for you is the stalled vehicle on the University off-ramp, northbound 15. Oh, yeah, and there is some road work going on out in the East County, westbound 8 between Los Coches and Greenfield. That's got the right lane closed till about 11 o'clock this morning, so just keep that in mind. I'm Kelly Danek with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
No whammies, no whammies. Stop. Paulie knows.
Would you rather be 12 inches tall or 12 feet tall?
Ooh. Wow. What a dilemma.
What
Obviously,
a banger
neither,
to start.
But if you had
That's an unreal question. That is
you
an
had to.
unreal question. 12 feet.
12 feet.
12 feet. As bad as it would suck.
I mean, 12 inches.
That's double. I'm like 6'1". Double me.
You can't fit in the room.
I could sitting.
But
sitting, yeah.
But at least you could do some stuff with your height. I mean, you'd be the greatest NBA player in history.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Oh, at 12 feet, there's nothing anyone could do to stop you.
You're 2 feet above the rim.
They'd be throwing the ball up to you, and you just drop it straight in. No one could stop it. It's goaltending. All you'd have to do is learn how to drop the ball straight down. You'd make an insane amount of money.
It'd be like living on stilts, though. Could you even walk, run?
It would be impossible. I mean, there'd be no way to transport you to the away games because there's no plane that could hold you.
Now, if you were 12 inches, they get you in
military
tuck you in your pocket.
Cargo planes. But
who would want to be 12 inches tall? That's this.
You get stepped. I mean,
everywhere you went.
You wouldn't make it very far.
Can you hold me up? Deftones are on. And you're just holding me. Me and you are at a show, and you're just holding me.
Like a
I'm like, yeah, this is amazing.
You're essentially a cell phone.
Yeah,
you're holding up a person.
My arm's getting tired, Woodsy. Please do not put me down. It's not that I can't see. I'm gonna die if you put me down. Oh my God, that's a terrible, awesome question. Terribly. What about you, Paulie? 12 feet.
12
right?
feet, 100%.
God, 12 feet would suck.
It would be terrible.
It would be so bad.
You need so much money to accommodate 12 feet. How would you get
anywhere?
A car anywhere? You need like your
You'd
own
have to have
personal
a lay down rocket to be able to go to drive you.
You literally could not like drive anywhere.
You would have to ride in the back of a flatbed. Ben, you'd have to pick me up in a flatbed. I'd be in the freezing cold on the way in. How do you get an elevator on your knees at your whole life? Who's dating you?
You can't even get around in a stairwell. You'd be too tall.
Could you even?
How would that even work out?
Could you even reach? I don't know. Need to see the proportions here. What's the tallest man ever?
8 something.
Is
I
that
think.
right?
Yeah,
Tallest
4 feet taller.
It's Robert Wadlow. Was 8 feet 11 inches.
Wow, almost 9 feet tall.
Died at age 22.
Oh man. Yeah, I gotta go 12 feet. I really do. 12 inches, I feel like you'd be healthier though.
Yeah, I mean,
less food.
Yeah,
JH in the chest. It's cheaper to be 12 inches.
Much cheaper.
Sure.
But how do you get around there? I mean, you can't drive anything.
Small house would be absolutely fine.
I need a little Lego house.
You just wear like doll clothing.
This is a terrible question.
It's an awful question.
It's an awful question.
It's really all we have time for today because we're here in our last minute. But
make them all bangers like that.
I want to remind everybody tomorrow's Wednesday, right?
Yes.
All right. So, and then Thursday we'll have Eno Saris joining us for Smart Baseball.
We do have a guest tomorrow. Our boy John Marks is going to call in at 6:35.
Yeah, he's part of that tough Philly media.
He will call in on the David P. Shapiro fan hotline, facing criminal charges. Trust David P. Shapiro criminal defense attorneys, helping clients regain control since 2010. Visit davidpshapirolaw.com. So we know that series will at least be going to a game 3 in Los Angeles tomorrow.
2 games tonight.
One this afternoon, one tonight.
What time's the first
American
game?
League.
108?
108. 508 today.
All right.
Yeah, different in the American and Nationally. Maybe it was because of the Monday Night Football. I have no idea how they decide when the games start in the playoffs anymore. But 108, 508 today. We'll come back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to talk about all of it. and more. Thanks to our executive producer, Paulie Reinl. Thanks to Stephen Woods. I'm Ben Higgins. Have a great rest of your Tuesday from all of us here at San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan. So long, everybody.